Hail and well met. Welcome to the Westgate Irregulars, coming to you live from our various home offices. Yay! Still being hosted by GenCon, who are fortunately looping all of our stuff together into the excellent visual display that you should be seeing right now. I hope it's all working. This is our first time, so let's hope it all comes together. Thank you for coming back to the Westgate Irregulars. We are happy to be continuing our campaign now. From the safety and security of our homes. As you know, coronavirus still continues, but we are going to soldier on with our adventure despite that. And today's session is a brief respite from all of the very dramatic things that have been happening, but it's just going to lead into more dramatic things. So I am Eric Scott DeB, your very tall DM. I am here next to my books, as you can see, and I'm going to go around. So toss it to Erin.
Hi, I'm Erin M. Evans. I'm the author of the Brimstone Angels saga. My books are way back there because that's actually my desk back there. So I am also going to tell you about our sponsors. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites iconic Dungeons & Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure, including Farida and Havlar from the Brimstone Angels saga. The game is available for PC and Mac on Steam and web, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, iPad, iPhone, and on all Android devices. For more information, check out idlechampions.com. It's a great game to play while you're quarantined.
Yeah, it is.
I'm Rhiannon Held, and now I have a new space opera novella coming out under the pen name RZ Held. So that's another one to remember. That's up for pre-orders now. And under Rhiannon Held, I also write urban fantasy, mainly the Silver series.
Hi, I'm Yang Wang. I'm a filmmaker and a writer.
Hi, I'm Randy Henderson. I'm a writer.
Those are his covers in the back. Those books exist.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how many you can see, but yeah.
In fancy necromancy, in case it's hard to read.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Emily Tang. I'm a writer and game designer at Wizards of the Coast. Disclaimer, all thoughts and opinions expressed in the stream are my own and do not represent Wizards of the Coast. And I do not have fancy book titles to show off, but I do have a family of otter plushies who say hi.
They're so cute.
That she stuffed and mounted herself?
That's really adorable. Are they stuffed with Kalis feathers? And I'm gonna toss it over back to Randy for Rogar's recap.
Oh wow! Yeah,
triumphant return.
Yeah, got to get back into this. All right, here we go. Right, so right, Rogar's recap. So actually, you know, I was down at the tavern, down at the docks, Big Edna's, and I ran into an old friend of ours, and he said, I told him about our adventures, and he said, "Oh, I'd love to write a song about that." So I said, "Sure, come on in." And so I'll just bring him in. Hold on 1 second.
Uh-oh.
Hi, yeah, hello. I am Dita.
Oh no.
I'm a mountain dwarf, as you could tell by my accent. I am not a gold dwarf like Rogar, but and I am a bard, and I have adventured with these lovely people. They are so good looking. Yeah. Anyway, except for Starch, of course, my little carrot nose cupcake. But so I thought I would sing a song for you. Here we go. We got the power. We got the power to make you smile. We got the magic to charm the slurn out of you a while. You know, kick the nade out of every enemy we fight. That savings roll we made was to save you from a boring night. Westgate Irregulars, with dungeons scroll all over the place. Westgate Irregulars, with dungeons scroll up in your face. We're a group of authors. We got rich stories and character arcs and sexy NPCs. So you know some lovin's about to spark, and we'll dominate Westgate to earn gold and experience points to spend, and together we'll love, fight, hate, to harass, glory, or the mother to win. And Westgate Irregulars, you know, scroll all over the place. Westgate Irregulars, with dungeons scroll up in your face. We got a warlock who is powerful and wild. We got a half-orc bard who's got a devilish little child. We got a sorcerer who's never out of style. We got a nosy rogue whose tricks will make you smile. We got a winged elf who loves books and the possessed. We got a cleric who is on a deep, quixotic quest. We got a DM who is tallest and the best. With Dungeon Scrawlers, we rule northeast, south, and west. Westgate Irregulars. With Dungeon Scrawl all over the place. Westgate Irregulars. With Dungeon Scrawl up in your face. Woo! Yeah! Woo! Yeah!
Job, Randy.
I might have texted Randy some Realm swear words.
You did, yes.
What was that? yeah, you like that? It was a good song, yeah, you like that? I thought we talked about you doing like a recap song. Like, you remember we were in the tavern and I told you all about, like, Marcelea, Artemisia's stepmother, who she was all being controlling, and then she got attacked by night masks, and then the night masks poisoned Cecilia and Jigglewolf, and so we had to go into this temple under the city and fight night masks, assassins, and enchanted weapons, and Sturridge stole a bunch of crap, of course, and then we faced off against this halfling vampire named the Duchess of Venom and got the antidote for Cecilia, and you were going to write a song about that, right? Oh, yeah. That's all like, stupid fighting and stuff like that. But isn't that dancing and fun? And I thought this song would make people want to, maybe fight in the streets or wrestle in the sheets, whatever you like, darling. By the way, open invitation to everybody, except for you, of course, Sturge, my little phallic-nosed friend. So, what did you think? Right. So I'll just talk to you at the tavern later, Dieter. Thank you very much for coming in, and I apologise to everybody. I don't know what else to say except for we'll just hand it off back to our omniscient narrator, God. Thank you. I guess I know I'm not haunted as sweetest name.
Everybody caught up?
Wanted. You were always wanted, Dieter. It's absolutely fine. Just for a little context, Dieter is Rogar's cousin, friend, distant cousin. It's unclear.
Friend.
Who Randy will occasionally play instead of Rogar when the time demands it. So we will be seeing more of Dieter, I have no doubt. But
yeah.
For the session, which is titled A Brief Respite, the group has achieved its goal of curing Cecilia of the poison. She took
Thank you.
felt euphoric, and immediately passed out. In the Night Mask lair, the Duchess of Venom skittered away into the darkness, disappearing, leaving you panting, exhausted, covered in sludge and blood, most of it not yours, because there were numerous night masks that had to be cut down to get this far. It appears that the night mask holdfast that you attacked was in the process of relocating. All the night masks were leaving and taking their supplies, and you hit them mostly toward the end of that process. So you get the sense it was kind of a lighter garrison than might have been in a safe house normally. But that was enough for you and your magical efforts. As you might recall, Shadowbane arrived to assist you and actually bring Rogar to the battle. So he is there as well and can offer healing for those who need healing to get you back to the Briar House where you can rest.
Is Artemisia out of the ring?
Artemisia is still vanished into the ring.
Okay.
I think the last
Somebody
thing
pick it up,
Celia did before she passed out was to pick up Artemisia's ring.
Yep.
Because Artemisia vanished into the ring at some point while the party was scrambling to put the antidote together, and Cecilia picked it up and went, "Oh, better hang on to this."
It was slightly more panicked than that, but
Yeah.
result is the same.
I figured
Right
it
home in the
was
pocket.
somewhat delirious, but yes, panic is the right thing. Anyway, you have the ring. Okay.
And I'm lying on the ground.
Right. I figure someone picks you up. Probably Stong picks you up.
Well, it's not Kalis.
It's probably not Caleb or, well, Artemisia's inside a ring. Let's see. Okay. So Shadowbane comes in from the courtyard covered in spattered in night mask blood, sees Cecilia unconscious on the ground, does not see Artemisia at all, and says, "Is everyone okay? Are you all right?"
So Stong is going to go over to Cecilia, and he's going to start casting prestidigitation, because he also has this spell, and clean off some of the mud and the dirt from her.
That's so sweet.
And in the meantime, he's also going
is she
to
wounded?
check.
Does she need healing?
I think so. Yeah, she was gravely poisoned and very, very hurt before the break.
All right,
So
immediately he comes
Quick
over to do healing.
Meta kind of question. What do my hit points look like right now? Because when we stopped, before I took the antidote, I had a max of 13.
Yeah, you went down to 0, but your max hit points are now up to their normal amount.
Okay, but I'm at 0.
You are currently at 0.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check her vitals using my healing skill.
She is alive and sleeping. Which you can tell without making a roll.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, Kalen comes over
Medicine.
and he touches her like the sides of her forehead, and healing radiance flows from his hands into her. What's your maximum hit points?
42.
42.
He's a show off, whichever.
Okay, he heals you up to 30. So,
Okay.
Cecilia, you wake up.
No, I still got my eyes closed.
Okay. But
Someone can carry me out of here. It's gross and slippery.
Yeah.
Do not blame you at all.
So Shadow
That's
Bane
not
kind of
fair,
like
because I actually would be worried about Artemisia, so I probably would sit up.
okay. He has pulled his helmet back off his head, and he says, your friend, the one with the long nose."
Yeah, wait, what? Where are we?
Oh,
This is probably something someone else should deal with. I feel slightly disoriented.
you have been healed of the venom, it seems. I didn't detect that you were ill when I was healing you.
Oh, I do appreciate the prestidigitation, because I just remembered when this triggered, I was bleeding out of everything,
Your face
including
is
my
clean now.
fingernails.
It's pressed to clean.
Just check my fingernails.
You still
Yes,
have all
Well,
your
that's
fingers.
good.
Stong has done something to your fingernails. What have you done to her fingernails, Stong?
I have her hand like on my knee as if I'm like this like manicurist. And I'm taking each finger one by one and like pressing like under the nail. It's just the right angle.
Okay.
Digitation.
Yeah, and I turn
What's
around to
happening?
look for Sturge. Is he in the room?
Shadowbane says, your friend told me that he found something and has headed off on his own, and not to wait up, but he is all right.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm sure whatever he's doing, it's for the good of the group. So
He got distracted and is chasing something magical, isn't he?
Bing, bing, bing.
He did find a ring, I think, with a black stone. And he looked at it.
his hand.
He looked at it and seemed to recognize it, and then he disappeared down the tunnel, shouting back reassurance that he was fine.
Artemisia, this is my crappy ring that I have. I took my rings off to wash my hands, put moisturizer on. Okay, but so Cecilia pops up and she holds up Artemisia's ring. And she's like, "Ring! Artemisia turned into a ring! That's what happened!" Because none of us remember. Do any of us remember this happening when it happens? It's just fresh, brand new, fresh.
Brand new, fresh every time.
There was a tiny vampire, and then Artemisia suddenly like poof, and was this ring. This ring fell. I think she turned into a ring. Also, wait, am I having a fever dream? Because like
then
tiny
I'm
vampires, and
if you're having
and
a fever
Stong
dream,
is having
I'm
the
having the same fever dream.
What tiny vampire did you encounter? Shadowbane asks.
A tiny one.
Okay.
was-
Halfling. She was a halfling.
She
the
was a
Duchess.
halfling.
The Duchess.
That's just the
Yeah, Duchess of Venom.
Then
Didn't want to give me the antidote.
He looks
Obviously.
contemplative. We should leave this place immediately.
Okay, but Artemisia is in a ring.
Well,
I'm
we
not
can
going to fix
probably
that.
probably Mirren could find a solution to that. She's the resident magic expert that I know.
Okay, let's
Plan.
just
Let's go.
move it.
Okay. Do you need help, Lady Cecilia?
No.
Okay.
I've got 30 hit points.
Okay.
And fantastic nails.
Fantastic.
I need help with this ring. That's what I need.
Okay. We will get you that help. Come with me. I will escort you back to your domicile. You came here through your basement, right?
Yes.
Watch
Did you
out
come
for
here to her
Roomba.
basement?
Don't
Let.
step on
Did you come through the basement? Rogar, did you let Roomba out? Artemisha's gonna be so mad.
Randy, I'm going to need you to make a wisdom check, please.
All right.
See, one of these days he's going to roll a natural
20.
one.
No, this is I got a 17, so 20,
Okay.
whatever, 22.
All right. You led Shadowbane through the basement,
Aye.
through the secret passage, and you did not forget to close the passage behind you. So Roomba is still in there, as far as you know.
Good.
Okay, good. Because I don't know what kind of fit she's gonna throw when she's a ring, and you let her familiar out. But I can't imagine it's good.
Shadowbane looks around at the rest of you. Do any of the others of you need healing?
Oh, that's what he meant by help. I thought he was gonna like hold my arm or something, and that wasn't gonna happen.
Rogar is trying not to be
Well,
like.
Well, I mean,
you know, like, I mean, I am.
I don't know.
I'm fairly injured, but what I would really prefer is a nice long rest. None of this short rest business, but a nice long minimum 6 hours of sleep.
Okay,
Disturbed.
Shadowbane comes up to you, and he looks over Stong very carefully. He says,
I'm a
"That is a
sleepy orc."
nasty. That is a nasty wound you have there." And he lays his hand on your chest over the wound.
Oh, be sure to leave a cool scar. I tried to have it hit to match the scars so I can show them off later.
He says, another man who collects scars. And he
Ooh.
sends healing radiance into you and heals you 10 more hit points.
The scars add to his prestige in the stadium.
Yeah, I'm just going to give myself +1 charisma now. Thank you.
Every scar is extra charisma.
Yeah, I like that system.
Okay, so
Rogar has
you
this
get-
weird feeling like your healer cheating on him, but that's okay. It's all right.
does Rogar want to do any healing himself?
No, why would he?
I didn't want to steal your. That's all the healing that Kaelin can do.
Shut up.
Okay, he has used all of his.
You're a mighty paladin.
land
Why
hands.
don't you do it all? Sure.
Well, I mean, that's what he got.
Oh,
Maybe he's
Rogar-
showing off for you.
Rogar, I sprained a wing. Can you take care of it?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh, thank you so much. You're the best healer.
Praise the Sharon Lord washes over you. And,
Yeah.
you get.
Emily, did you
Sierra
watch
rolled
the
an
last
eight. You
show?
get 15 points. Take that, Shadowbane. What?
I like jumped. I had to jump in and out of it.
Did you get the bit where you got thrown like a weapon? You were an improvised
Oh,
weapon?
Yes, I
I
got
just
that
needed,
part.
sorry folks, I just needed to make sure that she knew that happened because it was fabulous. Okay.
What Yang told me was I got used as a battering ram. That vampiric touched things that it hit.
Basically,
Yeah, I thought there was a throw involved because we
It's
were
like a
arguing about whether
fastball
you were
special.
actually flying
yeah.
Yep.
like
Chat
a javelin.
Chat voted, and they
So-
voted for you to use Vampiric Touch, saving
Yeah.
your life.
Chat was excellent. Good job, chat. Okay, so you head back to Briar House. Oh, Rogar, one
Quickly.
thing. You put your hands on Kaelith's wings to give healing magic, and it works. And Kaelith is healed somewhat, but your hands come away with these golden feathers.
They told me if this would happen, I'd get the feathers on the palms. Wait, what? You mean they come off in my hands? Like,
Yes. And then as she walks away and the whole group walks away, they start feeling kind of rough, and you look down and they seem very brittle, like
well,
old.
that's not good.
Hmm.
Just like normal molting season.
Yeah.
Of course, probably. Who knows? Maybe.
Do you
I'm
turn
sure
like
that's
to a
what it is.
butterfly or something?
So you get back to Briar House, and there is a rope ladder descending from the secret entrance.
Okay, who's in our house? I'm going to ready Eldritch Blast because this is not appropriate.
Shadowbane says, I'm sorry, I left the rope ladder because I
Okay.
assumed Artemisia would be coming back with us.
Oh,
and
I thought you
she-
meant it was rolling down, like
No,
someone
no,
was
no.
dropping it.
It's just hanging
I-
there as though somebody just recently used it.
Then I okay, no, cool, we're cool.
It says, also, Rogar seems to like ropes.
Hi.
Oh, you guys are getting chummy.
Well, it's,
Hi.
I don't like being lifted so much. I like to just kind of climb.
Yes,
Nobody
dwarves
practices
typically don't like being thrown and tossed and such.
It's true.
Anyway, so he climbs up the rope ladder. He says, I shall make sure no one else is waiting for you. You seem very weary, and yes, and he heads up the rope ladder.
Okay, so Stong, before he goes up, he looks at the rest of the group and he says, would anybody need any assistance up this ladder? I've through Caliph. I could probably throw anybody here.
I'm just gonna
maybe not
climb the
Rogar.
ladder.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go ahead and climb the
As-
ladder through this conversation.
It doesn't even require a check. It's easy. Um,
And I'm in
when
her
you're about
But I'm
halfway
gonna say,
up,
Artemisia, don't worry. He's not staying for lunch.
pocket.
when you're about halfway up, you hear a commotion above you.
Ah, dang it. Okay.
And Cecilia, you climb up into the basement first, and there you find Shadowbane and Sarshan facing off as
God.
though they're about to fight each other. And Sarshan is literally growling at Shadowbane, who looks like, what am I supposed to do in this instance?
I'll do the skit.
I think Cecilia's a little like, all right, let's see this play out.
And Sarshan sees you because
But like,
you're not
Sergeant, why
stealthy.
are you in my house?
He's
So
like,
for those just joining, Sharshan is.
Sarshan is, well, Aaron, why don't you tell us who Sarshan is?
Sarshan is an elf who showed up and says he is the knight of the Heart of the Piercing, and Cecilia is the emissary of the Heart of the Piercing, and therefore they are a team. And he's constantly around. And Cecilia is not mean enough to say, go get lost in Westgate. But also she's not patient enough to deal with him growling at the guy who just healed her.
We should also not forget Jigs.
Yeah,
Wherever
he's hunting
Jigs
your
is.
wolf.
Oh yeah. Oh, we definitely booked it up here with that antidote. Because where
Yeah.
did we leave Jigs?
Gives Jigs the antidote.
He was just lying
Yeah,
on
I'm
the
gonna walk right
couch.
past all this like alpha male bonding business and go find Jigs.
Okay.
Be like, guys, I'm
okay.
busy.
I seem to think you were originally planning to take Jigs with you into the dungeon, but I'm not
We-
sure that actually
were-
happened.
That's the thing. We totally forgot him, and then he
Right.
wasn't there. So I think it's fair we left him here
He
somewhere.
suffered the fate of most animal companions, which is that we forgot about him when he was not directly on screen doing something.
Oh,
Well, we had to go through an underwater tunnel and stuff.
He
like
was
that.
sick and tired.
So he
we
is-
left him to rest.
He is in the basement and he was lying on Rogar's bed. And when Cecilia shows up, he perks up and looks like really haggard and tired and like,
I just book it right over there and give him the antidote.
okay, you give him the antidote.
Question:
Yes.
Has Sarshan noticed that Jigs is there?
But he
Yes.
looks like a border collie. He's got a
Yes.
little
Oh.
bow
Oh,
tie.
he's still got the disguise going on.
Yes.
okay.
Well, he has a collar of disguise, essentially, that makes him look like a different kind of animal. And it's currently set to border collie.
Yes.
And Artemisia put a little like, it's not a bow, it's a little like bow tie. It looks jaunty. It's on the
Looks
collar.
jaunty. Anyway, when Cecilia shows up, Sarshan relaxes a little bit and he looks over at her like, oh, you're okay. Very well then.
Don't let me interrupt.
He says, Mistress Cecilia, who is this
Don't call me that.
thing, man?
He's this guy.
Yes, I
He
can see
shows
that.
up we're in trouble. Sorry. I don't know why I just gave myself a giggle fit.
The giggles, when Aaron gets the giggles, it can kind of last for a while. So we're just gonna
Someone else go up the ladder real fast.
Comes up the ladder second.
Caleb's climbing.
I don't know why
Caleb
that's
shows up.
funny.
All right.
I'm so sorry, chat. That wasn't that funny enough to be
Giggles happens at unusual times. It's fine. Yeah. All right. Kayla shows up the ladder. Sarshan looks a little more relaxed. Like, okay, fine. He's helping you. And he looks to Cecilia. He says, "This man helped you." Sorry. This is gonna make her laugh.
Ow.
Yep.
Rogar says, "Go
Listen,
climb the hole."
there was poison and a tiny vampire, and it was bleeding out the fingernails. And I took a really rough antidote. How is Jigs taking the antidote, by the way?
Oh, he's lapping it up very happily.
But he didn't faint. I don't know. Did dogs
No,
faint?
he doesn't faint.
That's good.
Yeah, dogs can pass out. It's true,
Oh,
but he doesn't.
Good fun fact for today. I mean, I guess it's
He
not really fun
hasn't-
for the dog, but
You left him up here where it's comfortable, so he hasn't been exerting himself the way Cecilia was.
that makes sense.
So
Has he been bleeding?
yes, he has
Rogar,
some
you're
blood trickling out over his
Rogar,
muzzle.
Bed.
Artemisia
prestidigitated.
will help you with cleaning when she's there.
Yes, and Jigs also barfed all over Rogar's bed. The way dogs do, you know.
I used to sleeping on the stone floor for him when I was an acolyte, so that's fine.
Oh, so you'll
This was
sleep on
too
the
much
floor.
luxury anyway.
I thought you were comparing the two. I'm like, I feel like
Wrong.
the barf bed is worse.
Okay.
What's your name again? I forget.
Who are you
To
talking
Shadowbane.
Oh,
to
this is,
Shadowbane.
Kalen Dren.
Yep, that's him. He works
Sarshan
for
says,
the
"Hmm,
guard. No, the Eye of Justice.
Aye.
I am
Cecilia was not-
formerly of the
Aye,
Eye of
the
Justice."
Eye.
Just to be clear, Aaron knows
Oh,
that.
wait,
Cecilia
when
was
did-
not paying a lot of attention.
When did you become formerly?
Just recently.
Oh,
See, so it's
sorry.
not weird that I didn't know it.
This man
Anyway.
is supposed to be here, he says to Cecilia.
What is your deal? You can't just come into my house and ask about people that you don't know.
No, that's what Shadowbane asked you, because he is
Oh.
delivering you safely back to your house.
You need to like switch sides when
Sorry.
you. No, I'm kidding. Like, no,
Shadowbane.
but he just does this sometimes.
Sergeant. Yes, I'm meant to be here. At least I think I'm supposed to be here.
Why are you supposed to be here? You don't live here.
I was coming to find you. You were apparently struck down by rogues and poisoned, and I thought you might need help.
I got it.
He says, I'm very sorry. He just did not smell like you. So
I mean, good.
he does not smell like us. Like you, like her. He points at Kayla. Like him, points at Rogar. Us. Pack.
He doesn't smell like a PC.
Stong's
Sorry.
head pops up from
Meta
the
joke.
ladder. Does he point at me too? Smelling? me?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Ah.
Hmm.
Okay.
what
I
do
don't
you
really know
smell
him
like right
very
now?
well, but don't growl. You can't just show up in my house and growl at people.
Is he one of us?
He's not one
He's
of
an
us.
ally.
Yeah.
You're an ally, right? Okay.
Listen, he's not in the
Kaylin
fighting
says,
people group.
Yes, I try to be.
I promised Artemisia he wasn't staying for lunch.
Sarshan says, your sister, where's your sister?
Right. We have to get to Mirren or something. She went into a ring.
So at that point, Artemisia comes down the stairs.
What?
Okay, what?
What?
Sorry, I think I broke the
Fully
mic.
dressed and cleaned and happy and content again.
Where did you just come from?
How did you beat us in here? You were a ring.
And yes, Rhiannon, it really is you.
Okay.
You are coming down the stairs.
Just double
It's
check.
not just so.
We've had-
It's not.
We've had doppelganger
doppelganger
problems.
she doesn't know if she's wearing the ring, but is she wearing?
Well,
the
am I
ring?
holding the ring
Yes.
or is it gone?
Oh, it's gone.
Oh, okay.
Why am I holding my hand up like this?
Artemisia is wearing it again,
Oh.
although she's not really aware of wearing it.
Yeah. Um,
Am I aware that I was holding a ring and it's gone? Or am I just like,
Yes.
where's the
Yes.
ring?
Although the memory is fleeting now.
Why do I have my hand like this?
You're just examining the great
Just
manicure I gave you, I think.
You're very emphatically.
It is
gesturing.
surprisingly
Motion.
good.
First
Artemisia,
time,
do
I'm
you
just
give
telling
an
you.
explanation for where you've been?
So sorry I got a little bit ahead of you guys. Oh, and Jinx is okay. That's good. Yeah, I ran ahead. But so here now, yay. And you're okay, Cecilia. You're okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I
that.
remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you went ahead.
Yeah.
Shadowman says,
Yeah,
aye,
'cause-
that is what happened.
Right.
Yeah, 'cause
Sarshan
you
says,
couldn't take all the dirt
I
and
suppose that
everything
must
on
be
it.
what happened. And then that's what you remember.
The grime was just too much,
That makes sense. She cannot handle the sewers.
and yet somehow we
but-
keep ending up in there.
And
Yeah.
and Rogar, I'm so sorry about your bed. And Roomba can take care of some of it. Is Roomba around? Is Roomba
So
here?
Roomba is slowly like oink, oink, oink,
Okay, good.
oink, on the bed toward the massive vomit. Just oink, oink.
Room
No!
Yes.
That's so
Sometimes-
disgusting. You can't.
I like stare at it. I'm so fascinated. I cannot.
We'll
describe it,
we'll
eating
let
it.
Roomba work, and then I'll come back and I'll get Varys and Charity on it, and so we'll take care of this.
Room is a
So
small
when
gelatinous
Roomba-
cube for people who don't.
So when Roomba moves over the vomit, does it like go into him and you can see little globules?
Listen,
No.
listen.
Yes.
You already got a giggle fit. You start a gag fit. You're going for like the trifecta, where the third one is like major nerd rant. Those are my uncontrollable emotions.
It
So how do
absorbs
we
into
trigger that
Roomba,
one
but
so
then
we know to
dissipates
limit
pretty
us?
quickly.
I'm not
Okay.
telling you on the stream because you'll do it, and then you'll all have to listen to something ridiculous.
The
At
only
least
things
10 minutes.
the only things that remain in Roomba for an extended period of time that aren't dissolved are like hard inorganic things like dice, for instance.
But yeah, the my little Roomba it's on the other side of the room, and I'm tethered. I'm afraid. So I'll get him at the break.
Picture
After the
gelatinous
break.
cube.
All right.
Yes.
So Shadowbane, seeing that you're all there and you all seem to be safe, says, all right, well, I suppose I shall take my leave now. And he steps forward and kind of staggers and falls down to one knee. And he goes,
Oh, he's staying for
Ah.
Who's
lunch,
he
isn't he?
proposing to?
Oh, looks like the healer
God.
needs some healing.
Rogar, you do in fact observe that he has this massive blood stain on his lower back.
Oh.
Aye. All right. Okay. Yeah. I'll put my hands on him and
He kind of
heal him.
jerks away from you reflexively.
Oh no, don't worry.
That
It's
in the sewers?
may
He's
I
like,
may I heal you?
I don't particularly like healing magic. Thank you.
Oh, all right.
He says, is it
As you
bad?
wish.
I can't see it myself.
You're
Is
bleeding
what-
all over the floor.
I'm sorry about that. I'm sure I'll be fine.
Was that from the sewers? Was that in the sewers?
Does anyone know like how to bandage this sort of thing? I mean, suppose
I
should.
can. I can take care of
Excellent.
that. Okay, so I'm gonna
I'm
use
the
my
worst
medicine.
So he actually passes out,
Oh,
leaning
wow.
against the wall.
He's
I'm-
staying for lunch.
Well, he's
I'm
not
gonna
eating
bend him in a
lunch
hurry.
right now.
All right,
We'll
so
charge him a day's rent.
I
This
think
is the
that
We can heal
confidence.
him now.
Just for the record, this is the confidence I have in our healing abilities, both magical and otherwise. Is that's what Cecilia is going. Oh, I said he wasn't going to stay for lunch. Now he is, because obviously he's going to be fine.
so I think that's a good moment to kind of fast forward slightly to various scenes that we have going with the various characters. So
After a long rest.
uh,
Do you guys have a
Shadowbane,
guest bedroom? Like
uh,
song ass.
Do you have a spare bedroom? Because we were going to
We do.
let Sturge keep his stuff there when you
well,
feel bad.
Artemisia, do you have a spare bedroom, and can you make one real fast?
Yes. She see. There's an extra small room that's too small to have like say Sturge because he has all his like magical artifacts and stuff, like they wouldn't fit.
Several of
So-
them are small pillars, in fact.
So it's a small
That's
room,
right.
but like when she opens the door, like it's not that small. Actually, it's kind of like a decent sized room, but don't tell
Oh.
Sturge. But like, so there's a bed in there. and so
Mum's
we
the
can,
word.
we can put Shadowbane there.
Okay. So yeah, he was very deeply cut, and it must have hit some kind of major blood vessel because he was bleeding significantly, and he didn't seem to be aware of being wounded. So
That's not
Well,
good.
good thing Sturge is in
Weird.
here because he would pick his pockets clean.
that's true. Did somebody want to interact with Shadowbane, or did you just kind of
Rogar,
put
were
him
you
in
going to
there?
heal him
Rogar
now that
did
he's knocked out, or is that against your creed?
No, he expressed his desire not to have it used on him, so I wouldn't do that. But you know,
What if you
I-
were trying to heal me and you just slipped? I feel like Charizlar would understand.
Well, he didn't tell you not to. He just said that he didn't like healing magic. So
I do think
make
it's
up your
fair
own
if
mind.
Rogar wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it.
yeah, sure, whatever you say.
But we
Yeah.
can at least stop the bleeding, right?
Yeah, you can bandage him up and stuff.
Yeah, I rolled an 11 for my medicine check previously.
Okay.
could always
put him in
call
there.
for a surgeon or something.
Well, don't let him die in.
There's no more. Who's under the rose bushes? Is that Sturge's brother?
Sturge's brother.
Alvaro.
Yeah, we
Sturge's
don't have
brother.
enough room for another body in the garden, I don't think. And this
Long
place is a
story.
rental, so
We're just helping the roses grow. Just saying.
with the ghoul, we put a ghoul under the roses.
Mhm.
Are the roses still growing?
Yes,
That's a
very,
really
very
Good
well. In fact.
question.
Do they look like normal roses? Like
That's
extra
a really
big
good
blossom?
question.
1 out of every 12 is a black rose. But otherwise, yes, totally normal.
I should probably get a lot of money for those in the market.
Mm-hmm.
To put Paris on that, make a little extra cash.
Probably used to make sure they don't do something necromantic.
Necromantic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
So
Oh,
Stomp would like
because
to-
if they do, we should mark it up a lot.
Stomp would like to pull up a chair into Kaylin's room, and he says, "I'm just gonna watch him, just in case the bandage isn't gonna cut it." So he's gonna sit on the chair nearby and try to catch some Z's.
Mm-hmm. You just kind of snooze there.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Get
Did-
you a
did-
pillow.
Bleeding?
I take off my crab hat and I put it in my shoulder and just nuzzle it.
So Sarshan, who's still there, looks around at the group, and he just steps forward and just lays hands on Kaylin to heal him a little bit. Then he says, because he seems to be part of the pack.
The
Also,
pack.
You,
Like,
me, all of us, pack.
oh, even the ones who didn't fight in the arena. Like, we had the pack thing in the arena, but like everybody.
Yes.
This is a thing you have to learn
Oh,
how to
that's nice.
explain to other people at some point, I think, because
okay.
it's,
I
it's
I
not
shall
a very
try.
Westgate explanation.
You. He points at Cecilia, and you. He points at Artemisia. Pack. Blood.
Related, yes.
Family.
Family.
Family. Yes. Others. Points at the
Not
others.
related.
Not
but
blood.
Friends.
Pack.
Yes.
So
Family.
between
So-
between friends and family.
Oh, we got the family pack. That's good. That's efficient.
Yes. Family pack. Sarshan looks pleased.
Oh, that's kind of
Okay.
sweet. I don't think that she's pointing to Kaylin. I don't know that he is, but okay. But that's nice. I'm glad that
At
Mm.
the very least, he's within the "we don't growl at him" group.
Pack for today. Eh?
yeah. True.
Acceptable. I'm
And
gonna
there's
take a
that
nap.
small matter that he's hunting
Yes,
the wolf. But,
You should definitely rest. Is there
Um,
anything? Can I get you anything like any like food or
I need a sewer break before I eat anything.
okay?
Just go crawl into bed.
Okay. So
I don't think that's gonna last.
there are 4 scenes. One with Stong, one with Rogar, one with Kalis, and one with the sisters. Which would you like to do first?
Let's do Stung.
I've been chosen.
I like how she nominates someone other than herself. Yeah. Okay. Stong, you kind of nod off hanging out with Kaylin. And when you wake up, it is to the smell of something cooking for a late lunch, because it was somewhat late in the day that you went down, and nobody is eating lunch quite at high sun.
Am I starving?
You are. Kalen is there, and he is also awake. And he says, are you all right, Stong?
Yeah, I'm good.
I apologize for
mean-
inconveniencing everyone. I can't feel when I have injuries.
Well, we were just worried about you. Thanks for coming down and helping us out. I know we haven't exactly seen eye to eye in the past, but
Well, you are much taller than me.
ha 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 ha. Well,
He seems
I-
pleased that he said something that was actually sort of funny. I don't know.
that's just how Stong laughs. I've never
Yeah.
laughed at Stong before. So, yeah, so Stong says, to be frank with you, I think
Of
many
course.
of us don't really trust you yet. We don't really know why you keep hanging around us. We'd like to think that you're a friend and not a dingle dangle, but
Dingle dangle.
yes, a dingle dangle is something that not everybody likes. Friends are something that everybody likes.
I am assisting you out of a sense of honor and genuine care for your safety. You seem like good people.
But aren't there greater things to be accomplished in the city? Why are you hanging around us? It feels like you want something from one of us or all of us.
Interesting. Well, this recent adventure, I brought Rogar from prison at my castle, or well, the Eye of Justice castle, the one that I used to live in.
But
Because, well, he and I share a connection.
Oh, so you're here for Rogar.
In a sense, I think I'm here to honor my former apprentice, actually.
Was that the White Knight who was murdered?
Radagast, yes.
Radagast. Rogar still whispers his name at night when he's sleeping. He says some other things too, but
He doesn't know. He's just making it up.
we don't tell him because it's embarrassing.
Radagast did often have that effect on people.
Oh, I see. Were you yourself also in love with Radagast?
No.
Okay. Well,
Not that it's an unreasonable question.
so tell me more about if you have any more leads on Radagast's murderer.
The Twilight Knight, you mean?
Yes.
He has gone to ground, and I am looking for him. I intend to destroy him.
Is this something that you would need our assistance to do?
Possibly. He is very powerful. I did not expect him to almost kill me, and you saved my life, and so I feel a certain bond with you, and then I should help you as well. If he is targeting you, then it is my responsibility to protect you if I can.
I am very charismatic. A lot of people tell me that they feel a strong bond with me.
Are you?
Yeah. I mean, Stong
Interesting.
thinks so. Stong thinks he's
Liar.
charismatic. So I guess he says, Stong will then say, okay, this Twilight Knight,
Yes.
he's very dangerous. And to be frank, I don't really like putting my friends in danger.
That is an interesting phrase you keep using.
Which one?
to be frank.
Oh, well, I mean, that's how I was raised in the swamp. You know,
As
Frank
Frank?
was one of my many instructors, and he
Interesting.
taught us orcish philosophy, and he always said, to be frank.
He was
You
a very
must
honest orc.
Be straightforward. Yes.
Very
He's
good.
always telling young orcs to be frank, more like Frank, be
I
frank.
see.
Yeah.
Anyway, you were saying, I did not mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, you should be more like Frank and not interrupt, because Frank is very polite. But basically, I don't like putting my friends in danger.
Yes.
If the Eye of Justice can handle this killer, then
They cannot.
I also don't like the idea of this person running around, you know, especially if he's got some designs on my buddies. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you're going to go after him again, I want in on that posse. That is something really realms like, right? They have
Okay.
posses in the realms.
He holds out his hand to shake.
I spit in his hand and then I grab it.
Mm.
We are bonded by orcish tradition.
Orcs
Do you do the
have,
predator grip again?
Oh yeah. You flex. Yeah. I'd like to strength check him.
Kalen like takes his hand back and he flexes his fingers to make sure they all still work correctly.
I say, yes, now welcome to the posse. I don't know.
Do I need to sign the charter?
We got a pack. We got a posse.
If you'd like to join the Westgate Irregulars, I mean,
Oh,
we could think about it.
you know, actually, I should check some paperwork.
Lawyers, yes. Very important. Laws, yes.
No, I seem to recall that. And then there's this brief vignette flashback of
Do I see
Mirren,
it too?
very bubbly Mirren bouncing up and down saying, Kayla, you need to sign this. You need to sign this. And he's like, fine, whatever. And he's like, you know, I believe I'm a signatory on that charter.
Oh, he's like, yo, not only am I a member, but I'm one of the founding members.
No, I'm
Bruh.
technically your potential employer. I could give you quests.
Oh, quests. I do like quests.
Legally.
I
I haven't exercised that power in some time, but I could do that. That could be important. Thank you for reminding me.
I just want to remind you, as our employer, that we did save your life, and perhaps that would be worth some sort of reward. Just saying. Now, I do believe that there's some delicious smelling food down there. Would you like some?
Yes.
Okay, I will go and bring some right back.
I can come with you.
Oh,
He leans up and manages to stand up. Nope, I seem to be working again.
You know, we're all alpha males here. High pain tolerance, no problem.
I don't have pain tolerance. I have pain insensitivity.
Okay.
Let's
go have lunch.
Yes. Anyway.
Okay. Out of curiosity, was that a long enough rest for me to, was that equivalent to a long rest?
It's impressive. You completely recharged from sleeping in a chair that cannot have been comfortable.
Well,
but I guess you're from the swamp. I buy it. I'm not arguing it.
These
I'm
are
not arguing against it.
The things that happen during your extended rest, right? So that long rests have interesting things that happen during them.
Yeah,
okay.
let me tell you about Stan's childhood at some point. You know, this is freaking luxury. This is the equivalent of the Four Seasons.
Okay, so 3 other scenes: Rogar, Caliph, and the sisters. Who is next?
Caliph, you want to go?
Sure.
Excellent. So Caliph, you go back up to your room at the Briar House because you are now a continual. Is she a guest or is she a equal owner at the house? What was the arrangement with you?
She's a tenant, I thought.
Yeah, but Artemisia agreed that she should have a break on her rent. So basically, like Artemisia will only ask once per month, and then like if she says that she doesn't have it, then she'll like go away again. This is very hard for her, but she's trying.
Okay.
So
I
she-
wasn't sure
yeah.
what your agreement was, so.
So what happened when you move in with 2 deadbeats and a holy man? You got the rent responsibility.
But so basically for like this month, like Kayla, she can be here, move back in, whatever Artemisia is gonna not, try
Not
to get
badger her about it or make her feel extremely guilty.
Okay. So, Caliph, you are up in your room, which I assume is on the top floor, farthest away from the action, so that you can retreat there whenever you need to.
Overlooking the beautifully blooming rose bushes with the few black roses.
Yes,
spreading.
That's
there is.
right.
There is a tall black rose creeping up among the roses.
Ooh.
And you have been resting by looking through books because you find that very restful. As an elf, you only need to trance for 4 hours rather than sleep. So you spend a lot of the extra time studying. And you're looking at the rose for a while, and then something draws your attention back to the room, and you see there are a few golden feathers lying on the floor. Or rather, they look to have been gold, but are now tarnished or have lost their luster.
That's new. That has not happened before. Just gonna pick up the feathers, feel them. Do they feel?
They feel rough and brittle.
Do they crumble a bit?
Mm-hmm. Like when you exert any pressure on them, they crumble into pieces. And then there's a knock at your door. You kind of start. And you hear Varys's voice saying, "Lady Amicure, dinner." And then the dwarf goes away.
I'm not hungry.
Yes.
Although it
You
does.
hear
smell
his
good.
receding footsteps.
Actually, it smells really good.
It
but
does. You
she's
are, in
kind of
fact,
distracted now.
very hungry. Mm-hmm.
So there's a bunch of the feathers have probably crumbled, but there's probably like a few more that haven't.
Yep.
She's gonna take those. She's gonna pick them up very carefully. Open. So she has a desk, and there's a lock drawer. She's going to unlock it, open it, and inside there's a few other feathers, golden feathers that have been carefully laid out on some cloth, some fabric, so that they're sort of protected and they're not touching each other. Just gonna find some empty space, put the new feathers down there.
Okay.
Close it, lock it again.
Mm-hmm.
She is no one else is around to see her right now, but she is very, very worried looking.
Oh.
And then she's gonna just run a hand along her wings. How do they feel?
Lustrous.
Lustrous. Okay. Still nice and glossy and full of normal feathers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Everything's good for now. I think I can go eat now.
Okay. You head downstairs. All right.
All right.
2 more scenes.
Quick question. Who, raise your hand, has seen Kayla's feathers scattered around?
No
Nobody
one
else?
has seen them
Sturge
scattered
has,
around like
right?
that.
But,
Sturge
like,
found
Sturge
a
found
couple
them.
in the alley.
Yeah.
And
Who did he
Rogar
find them?
recently, a couple came free in his hand.
That's right. Okay. I'm just curious.
Mhm.
Because, if Cecilia finds one of these, she's going to ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
So I figure it's a ticking clock.
Mm-hmm.
I think
It
Stong
hits
would just think
midnight.
she's like Stong would just think she's like going bald, like the equivalent of going bald. So he would just be real polite and like not say anything.
A very
You get her some you get her some Avarial Rogaine.
Yeah, whatever that is in the realms.
I can't even tell. You look great. You look
Spray on
great.
feathers, just like natural.
All right. 2 more scenes. Sisters. Rogar.
All right.
Okay.
Do it.
Sisters. So does this happen in Cecilia's room?
That seems plausible.
Because she did just kind of crawl into bed there.
Yeah. So Artemisia needs some sleep herself, so she's gonna sleep for a while, and then after that, she's gonna like sort of walk around in front of Cecilia's door for a while, sort of being like, "I go in."
I'm still
She's
sleeping.
sleeping.
I'm
Well,
definitely
of course you're
sleeping.
still sleeping.
I'm
but
definitely
Artemisia-
sleeping. I'm not hiding in here.
Artemisia like sits there and she's sort of like fidgeting, and finally she's like, "Okay, gotta do this." So she like doesn't knock. She like peeks inside. Is she still sleeping? Is
She
in
pulls a
bed?
pillow over her head. But definitely faking sleeping. To make a deception check.
Yes.
Gotta roll
All
something.
right. I will qualify. I will.
Yes.
Sorry. I will explain this for the stream. That when the PCs make social checks against each other, what I do is you always get to decide how your character reacts to things. Like I never say, okay, they made a sufficient deception check, so you are fooled. Like when it's an NPC making a check, I will say, you don't pick up any hint of deception, like if they rolled really well. But if a PC is doing it, then I have them roll, and then as the reactive character who the deception is against, you can decide how you play it. Like, so if they rolled really high, you can say, oh, well, they do. I think it would make sense for this story for me to be somewhat deceived here or whatever. So you as a player always have full agency over how your character acts. That's the goal. Unless, somebody casts Dominate Person on you. All right. So
We're not there, don't worry.
What'd you get on your check, Erin?
I got a 25.
Ooh.
It's
Well-
like I was like little drool hang out of my mouth, maybe. Got a
Artemisia's
pillow halfway on.
gonna feel guilty, but she's gonna like from where she picked in, she's gonna shut the door and then she's gonna knock properly. Cecilia, are you sorry to wake you. There will be a food soon.
Okay, I'll be down in a minute.
But we need to talk. She opens the door. She like comes in.
Just bring the soup. Be like, I have it for you.
Right where you cannot escape.
I was hoping we could talk. Would that be all right? I mean,
about how you bailed out and ran away after I got healed. It's okay. I forgive you. It's fine. Go get some dinner.
And I'm very sorry for that, but I was so worried for you. And then after I like went ahead a little, I felt much better. So I guess I needed to step away, but I'm glad that you're better. And did somebody order you to find me in Aglarond? When you came to my father's house and you said that you'd heard about that you had a half sister, and I'm glad that you did, but
I'm glad I did too.
who
I
ordered
love having a sister. It's so nice. Let's go get dinner.
But somebody did order you.
Oh no, you're talking about you. Did you talk about what Marcellea said? Don't listen to Marcellea.
So the thing about my stepmother,
She's
is
garbage. It's okay. I know.
she doesn't lie, Cecilia.
Everybody lies. Everybody lies.
But well, I have tried not to. I haven't lied to you.
Okay. Point the first. You didn't tell me about the dragon scales. That was a surprise.
But
That was a surprise that you hid from me, and it's fine. But you didn't tell me about it in the first place. Point the second, who's been running around saying she's Lady Gold, and at the same time telling me, oh, it's real casual. It's nothing. I don't really like him that much. It's fine. Everybody lies. It's no big deal. Let's go eat dinner.
so,
Ooh.
but what lies have you told me?
Damn it. Okay. So nobody ordered me to find you. I don't take orders. But someone told me where you'd be. And of course I came and found you. But I didn't know about it until I was told where you were.
By whom?
This lady that Sarshan and I both know.
Oh, okay. And were you with her when you were gone? And
Yes. So I don't take orders. But sometimes people are very powerful and they don't give you a choice. Like when that guy threw Rogar in prison. He didn't have a choice. By the way, why is he staying for dinner? I thought we didn't like Eye of Justice. We should go talk to everybody about that.
so this powerful woman that like helps you, and then so it's some lady that a noble perhaps, and then you owed her a favor.
Sure. It's complicated.
Oh, okay. And I suppose she's told you not to tell anyone
About what?
that you work for her, or that you owe her favors.
Look, it's not important. I just don't want to make you think about me differently. That's all. Does Artemisia have enough like magical knowledge background to
know what a pact is?
make any connections between certain spells that Cecilia is always busting out and what they mean?
Artemisia.
I feel like Kaelith probably has figured some things
I mean,
out.
I would be.
Artemisia, feel free to make an Arcana check.
Okay, yeah,
There you go.
she doesn't have a ton, but she might roll well. She did not roll well.
Hmm.
That was a
Oh.
10 on her Arcana check. So, I presume.
It is a type of magic that you are not familiar with.
So
You're
she
not-
probably
Because you've never been to Rashomon.
Hmm.
she probably wouldn't make that connection then. She's just like, oh, so my sister is working for a noble, and it's probably some kind of like spy thing on her, like people that she's jockeying for political power against. So
Could be. You could
What
just go
is-
ask Sarchin.
Oh no.
Cecilia did say that.
Are you gonna suggest you're gonna do that?
Yes. Thank you. Is Sarshan, does he have the same rules from your noble patron?
Cecilia goes quite white. Don't talk to
Oh.
Sarshan.
Well,
Sarshan doesn't understand anything.
no, he doesn't. But I mean, you're not telling me.
Come on! He growled at Shadowbane!
He was being protective. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine.
But he said we're his pack.
I mean, that feeds back into my whole thing of not understanding, like, that people don't make pacts. I think he might think he's a wolf or something.
Oh, I like
Or are you
the
gonna go
pun.
talk to Sarshan anyway?
Well, she I think at this point would like be like, well, okay, and then she would like start like leaving. I don't know if Cecilia.
I mean, if you call my bluff, I'm gonna have to tell you. I'll just say that right now. Just be like, oh, well, I'll just go talk to him.
So
Okay.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Just gonna go like put my hand on the door and go, wait.
Well, if you're not going to talk to me, I'll go talk to Sarchin. Uh-oh.
Don't talk to Sarshan. Like, okay, look. I don't want you to think about me differently because I think people get the wrong idea about this sort of thing. They come up with a bunch of other bits and bobs and decide that you're evil and you're obsessed with power and all kinds of garbage, and it's not true. I didn't even do it for reasons like that. It was sort of an accident, just having a conversation, and things came about. And then point this second, I don't want everybody else to know about this, okay?
Promise.
Pinky swear. A woman in Sarshan and I both know is an archfey called Haraniwachu, which means the heart of the piercing in some weird-ass elf language that I don't speak, I'll be perfectly honest. It's not the one I know. I met her, I left Rashomon for reasons, because there's terrible people everywhere. And I went north and I found this weird place and I got told to go in a cave. And in the cave, there was this woman standing in this pool of blood. And that's weird, right? But
Yeah.
you can't just run away when you run into a giant woman standing in a pool of blood. And we talked. And she told me that I could be very important to her, that she needed my help. And that the first thing that she needed me to do was find my sister. And that to help me do that, she would give me some powers. So I made a deal with her and she gave me these powers. And apparently that made me some kind of an emissary and I got stuck with Sarshan and I don't understand that part. And also she keeps showing up and saying, you have to come here and do some fighting undead and stuff. And I didn't ask for that either. But I don't care if she wanted me to come find you. I wanted to come find you. She just, made it a little easier to do that because it's a lot easier to travel on the road from the frozen north down to Aglarond and all those fancy houses if you can also zap a jerk. And that's what it is. I'm a warlock.
Oh, thank you for telling me.
Don't be weird about it. I don't want it to be weird.
Artemisia
Sorry,
does
I ruined the moment.
The T-Rex thing where she's like, if I don't move, then nothing bad will happen. If I just don't say anything, then...
Cecilia is now taking this as a sort of possible rejection. So she's going to go, I'm getting dinner. And she's just leaving.
No. Artemisia cannot...
Now you slammed
cannot
the door.
Hold the door shut with her strength. But she will try to dance in front.
You fling yourself into the door. I will stop opening the door. I am not that callous.
I need time to get used to the idea. She doesn't want me too, does she? I'm sorry, that's selfish. She
doesn't want you, as far as I know. She just wanted me to find you and to keep track of you and make sure you were safe, which I would have done anyway. Oh. If she does want you, well, I'm not going to let her have you, as long as you still want me around.
Well, of course, she's gonna embrace her.
Oh, good.
But
not telling anybody this.
Okay, but
anybody else, I'm a Wicklaren.
Yes. But Sarshan knows, so I could.
Sarshan knows that he keeps saying things to people. You can help me keep him from talking about it.
Okay, but I could ask him for his perspective too.
Do you not trust me?
No, of course. But it's
Part of me's like, that's maybe not the wisest thing, but let's assume that Cecilia believes fully in her heart that you should trust her.
Artemisia should trust her. I trust you. I want to know more. But
about Haranawachu?
You clearly it's uncomfortable for you to talk about it, so I could
also
just find
I
out
didn't
from
pay
him.
that much attention, to be perfectly. If you come through the Fey Grove like you were supposed to, then maybe you would have seen all this stuff. Throwback to last week. Cecilia's not really still mad about that. She's forgiven you mostly, as much as she forgives anybody. Probably a little more than she's forgiven Sturge for the map.
Yeah, it's true. Well, let's go eat, and I won't tell anybody.
Look,
I promise.
I'm not going to be mad if you talk to Sarshan, but if you two gang up on me about anything, if you take his side, I swear to God.
Promise.
Okay.
Won't do that.
This probably should make Cecilia feel better that somebody knows her secret, but it actually makes her feel really nervous.
Mm-hmm. Hold on to that.
Oh, good. Oh, goody.
So, Rogar.
Hey.
How have you spent the day?
I
Relaxing
was
and resting.
Down in my freshly cleaned bed, I suppose, down in the basement. I'm assuming it's freshly
Roomba's
cleaned
just
between the prestidigitation and then and Jiggle he's curled up at my feet.
Yep.
And I'm like talking to him, and I'm like, I ask him questions, and I'm like, you can't answer back. I keep forgetting you can't answer back. Actually, that's kind of nice. I can't answer back.
Wolf looks up at you, blinks,
Here's the thing,
and sniffs at your hand.
oh, that's very nice. I've talked to my friend Stong a couple of times, but he's a great friend and okay, singer, great friend and good father. But I don't like to. I can tell. I mean, he's more about like having the fun and the singing and the writing and not so much about like deep, heartfelt conversations. And I can tell that he feels a little uncomfortable about it. So it's nice to have someone I can talk to who can't tell me they feel uncomfortable about it. So
the wolf like reaches up with his back leg and starts scratching at the collar.
So here's the thing. See, so
he whines.
Hey. So I was raised in orphan in this temple of Sharindlar.
He scratches at it more fiercely.
Aye, exactly. And
I feel like our efforts are about to be thwarted. Sorry, go ahead.
And
he gives up.
And as an acolyte, I just always wanted to be a cleric of Sharindlar. Of course, it was the greatest thing you could be, and I did everything the Holy Mother told me I was supposed to do. I tried to be the person she told me Sharindlar wanted me to be, even though that was hard at times and painful at times, and yet I never got my cleric powers. And then until one day, there I was in my bed, and all of a sudden, I rose up out of myself and up through the roof of the temple, and there was Faerun below me with the dragon coast to the west and the great rift to the east, and I rose up above Toril, and I'm in the sky, and stars all around me. And then all of a sudden there are these great rifts in space, and through them came these horrible, disgusting figures, just streams and rivers and oceans of these terrible creatures. And then I turned, and there was Gormgol Thin, our great dwarven defender god. And he said, Rogar, Sharindlar wants you to defend the Western Gate and find a path to defeating the Bogglewomps. And then I was flung back into my body, and I woke up and threw out my hands to stop the Bogglewomps, and from it flew a guiding bolt that blasted into the wall and rather annoyed the acolytes on the other side. But the point being, all of a sudden, I was filled with Sharindlar's grace, and I knew I was going to be a cleric. And I told the Holy Mother this. I told her about the Bogglewomps, the incredible threat of the Bogglewomps, and my personal theory that obviously Sharindlar must have brought Gormgothin back. I mean, obviously she's the goddess of life, right? And all the gods were gone, and now they're back. And so who would bring them back to life but Sharindlar? And for this, I might have been branded a heretic. And
so the wolf he's been kind of getting more excited as you've been telling the story, and his tail is flopping up and down on the ground.
Hey,
and he looks at you, he's like,
yeah, I know. And so they were going to kind of just keep me contained and my ideas contained for a while until I saw the truth, as they put it. But I escaped. And I came eventually here and met these people, and I thought I must be on the right path. Here I am in Westgate, and these people seem to be. I just seem naturally drawn to these people, and yet I have not seen a single Bogglewomp. And to be honest, I'm not sure what a Bogglewomp is or what a Bogglewomp would look like.
The wolf bobs his head.
But I'm pretty sure I'd know it if I see it. I hope. And but I'm starting to get a little worried, and I got a little distracted, but then with when I was trying to struggle with that whole sword of Kale and Shadowbanes there, I started to sense the Bogglewomps again, and I'm going to take that as a message that I need to get back on mission. They really need to find these Bogglewomps. So I don't know. Is that
the wolf
you
looks
maybe sniff out,
unconvinced?
maybe as a wolf?
Skeptical wolf.
Would you do you think you could sniff? Oh, you good boy, you sniggle. Can you sniff out the Bogglewomps? Can you sniff out the Bogglewomps? Oh, well, it was worth a try.
Oh my gosh.
So
I'm
it
thinking
kind of
about
like
something.
nuzzles your hand.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do, Jiggy. It's just I don't know
Scratches
what
at
to do
the
next.
collar again.
if I don't find the bogglewumps, I can never go home. They'll never believe me, and I'll always be a heretic and an outcast. And I need to find it and prove to them that I'm not crazy. That Sharon gave me these powers for a reason. I just need to figure out what it is.
The wolf rests his head on your leg.
Oh, thank you, Cheeks. That's very nice of you. So, I think I smell some food. I could use some scran. How about you, lad? Let's go.
All right. Comes up with you. Okay.
So this is a terrific service animal. Emotional support wolf.
Emotional support animal, yeah.
Emotional support border collie.
Oh, my bad.
Support wolf.
Not when Sarson's around.
Emotional support wolfhound.
Border collie.
Speaking of
The
Sarson,
purebred.
he is not there when you go down to eat.
Okay. Damn it. Of course, Artemisia is way too smart to be like, we had this really strong conversation. You're like, don't talk to him, to like go immediately talk to him. She's like, you sleep in. So she can do it in the morning sometime.
Totally.
When someone tells you not to do something, you're like,
Technically, I said you could, but that you can't if you and him gang up on me. That's a problem. Don't ask him anything personal.
So as you're gathering to eat, Shadowbane is also there. Ch11 is also there, but he's kind of like staying out of the circle of people.
I'd like to stand with him, and I'm continuing to tell him about the philosophy of Frank.
He finds that very interesting.
I'm going to pick a very comfy chair. I've had a very hard day.
Shadowbane's still there. Aye. Oh, so Shadowbane.
Yes. Hello, Sir Roger.
I have to tell you, I'm a little worried about this whole Twilight Night thing. Like, I sort of seem to have pissed him off last time we met, and I'm a little worried.
Well,
I'm surprised he hasn't come for me.
If it makes you feel better, I believe all of you pissed him off.
Oh,
He can get in line.
I'm not sure that makes me feel better, but so I'm surprised he hasn't come for all of us yet. To be honest,
He is biding his time, I believe. Lurking, waiting.
That's great.
All this talk about the Twilight Night, it's making me a little bit nervous about Mirabelle. I feel like I should go and check up on her. I sure hope nothing has happened to the inn where she's staying at.
So Varys comes walking in, and he says, we have another guest. One calling for Stong, actually.
Oh, I wasn't expecting any guests.
So
Who is
then
it?
Nala, who is, Stong's housemate / parent buddy, comes running past Varys and says, you're here. Great.
Nala!
Hello.
I attempt to give her the predator handshake.
I'm so... she gives you the predator handshake.
Oh.
And Ch11's standing there, and he's like, nice.
Anyway,
and just strong people respect
100% picture Nala as Gina Carano, just for the record.
It's totally fair.
Yeah.
She says, I'm sorry I'm so late. I'm here to pick up Mirabelle.
Wait, what?
So that you can go do your thing that you had this evening, right?
I
thought that was on the schedule.
I left Mirabelle over at what's the inn that Marcella is staying at?
The Blue Banner.
Blue Banner. I left her at the Blue Banner with Artemisia's mom.
Shadowbane.
Stepmom.
My stepmother's her necklace. We were supposed to that was the price of her help. We were supposed to get.
Oh no, they sold it already.
You did what?
Said they sold it already. It's on its way to Impelter.
Maybe this person in the shadows over here.
That is very clever, Lady Cecilia. But I was curious what Stong said about his daughter.
I had left her with the Lady Marcellea, who is
at the Blue Banner.
Mom at the Blue Banner. Why?
He just walks out of the room, like hurriedly,
wait.
Leaves.
Well, I chase after
Rude. He's out of the pack.
Artemisia's going too.
Okay. You get out onto the street, and he leaps up onto a building across the street. His boots glow faintly, and then he goes
I need boots
Just
like
leaps
that.
up there.
I should have taken
And
his
then he
boots while
takes
he's
off running.
wounded.
In the direction of the blue banner.
Oh,
Okay.
this is not a good sign, Artemisia.
No.
He seemed panicked about something.
And
Something-
definitely out of the pack because you tell people when you're running off because you're panicking about their children. I think we should probably go after him.
Yeah. So
I'm
Artemisia
really
doesn't
worried.
have the loaned carriage anymore, right? She's got to just
Correct.
hire one. So she'll hire a carriage to take them there that much faster.
Would you not have the loaned carriage anymore? Are you only outs with Lord Gold or something?
Well, I
you
mean,
just left it at the blue banner.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you hail the carriage. It's getting late and darkness is starting to settle. And you pile into the carriage and race to the blue banner where you see a plume of smoke rising into the air. There's been a fire at the blue banner.
That's not a
Um,
good thing.
Like,
Didn't they have
I'm
a
having
fire
deja
before
vu.
already?
Like, last time this happened, there was a giant riot and I got thrown in jail. So,
Yeah, if
that
there's
is
a
what
riot,
happened.
we're out.
Yeah.
Stong, I'm pretty sure Mirabelle can hold her own. It's fine.
Stog is worried. So, like, as the carriage pulls up, he's going to just kick the door open and sprint as fast as he can, like, towards the blue banner.
Excellent. All right.
Do not get in my way. I have
You
the charger
see,
feet.
But I think we all follow you.
you see Regante Bleth standing there. You saw her a couple episodes ago. She looks like her clothes are covered in ash and stuff, and she looks a little battered, but not too worse for wear or anything.
Where is my child?
She just kind of, and her guards immediately react as though like you're challenging their liege lord, basically. And she waves them away, and she says, she just points to the building, and you see a window breaks open on the second floor, and you see Shadowbane kind of go in through that broken window, like he just dove through the window.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You head in.
Show off.
Yeah, there are doors. Okay.
He likes to do things from above. Continual
no,
death and/or property damage from above.
Well, I sprint in the door.
Okay. You sprint in the door. You find the interior is all burnt, damaged. There are bodies,
What?
like adult bodies, like burned corpses. They look oddly elongated. It's very weird. Very tall people. Anyway,
What?
you head back to the chamber where you left Mirabelle, and you find that room full of burned bodies, and Mirabelle sitting there quite happily on the sofa, drinking a little cup of something. And she looks up, and
Like a Baby Yoda.
yeah, kind of. She's surrounded by this ring of corpses that have been pushed away from her, essentially. And she looks up at you, and she's like, "Oh, Daddy."
I rush up to her and I like sweep her up in my arms and I hug her close.
She drops a cup of milk, and she's like, "Oh."
I pick
oh,
up her
baby's
cup of
first
milk.
massacre.
I pick-
Maribel, did you do this?
Did we follow you into the building?
Yeah, Artemisia's gonna follow.
Yeah, well, Shadowbane was standing there staring at her like, "What am I looking at right now?" And then Stong swoops in and swoops her up in his arms, and that, I think, is a good time for us to take a break on that cliffhanger. As you can see, Mirabelle is totally fine, but something went down. And maybe we'll find out about it after our break. So this is me telling our Gen Con coordinator that we are going to do a break, but I have a couple of announcements first. The first thing is that we are still going to do the interview. I want all of our people to get a chance to take their full break. So I'm just going to do the interview plus 0. So it's just going to be me, just questions for me. So mods, you don't have to run a poll about anybody. I'm just going to be back at about 8 p.m., which is in 6 minutes. And then I'm going to chat and you're going to ask me questions, and everyone else will be on a break for a few minutes. So don't go away, come back, and thank you for watching so far. Find out more about this mystery. All right, Marcus, do the thing. Hello. We are back from our technical difficulties, or rather, I am back. The rest of the crew is also here, but they are invisible, hidden by the veil of anonymity. You could still hear them, theoretically. So if anonymous voices come in, you will still recognize some of the cast. But I am here, Eric Scott DB, to answer some of your questions in the interview. Thank you for bearing with us during our technical difficulties stage. This is the first time we've done this. It's working out pretty well so far, so thank you for bearing with us. All right, So, questions. Let's see. Thanks to our lovely and talented Shay Darksong, who is moderating in the comments. Here are questions. What is your favorite Shadowbane moment, whether in the books, stream, or backstory we haven't heard of yet? Oh, Doug. There is so much backstory you haven't heard yet. All right. So, my favorite Shadowbane moment. It's like you're asking me to pick, which of my favorite accomplishments have I had in my life? Oh my god. Let's see. I think I really like how Shadowbane Eye of Justice left off on a cliffhanger, and I really like that moment. And there's supposed to be more. Like, that's not the end of the story. But I do like the various kind of complicated emotional and narrative hooks that captures. Because the guy should be triumphant. He's had a victory, but at the same time, it's a victory that is bitter and cost him dramatically. It has damaged his relationships, it's damaged his path in life, and he basically gives up being Shadowbane at that point. And that's a pretty emotionally harrowing moment. And so I think that was probably my favorite. I have really enjoyed using him on the stream. He's a little different on the stream because on the stream I don't have the opportunity to sit down and workshop all of his lines and how he reacts to things. I just have to go on the fly. But it's been a fun challenge. I've been liking using him. Okay. Question/suggestion from Phantasmic Ghost 2. Can you write down Jig's location at the end of each episode since there's a week in between filming? Could it do that for everyone else too, so retconning doesn't occur? Phantasmic Ghost. Retconning is a staple of the genre. I don't know if we can play D&D without retconning, but I do understand your suggestion, and it is well taken. I will make notes about where Jigs is. I think that sometimes what happens is you have to exercise a little bit of narrative flexibility. Like, I knew where Jigs was at the end of last session. Jigs had gone with them down into the dungeons, but that's not really how the session started. And so I just said, okay, it's fine. He was waiting for you up above. That makes perfect sense in the context of the narrative that we have. So yeah, we will try, but retconning is still going to happen. I'm sorry to say. We'll try and keep it to a minimum. All right, let's see. Question from Seldarine801. Do you know how many books you own, Eric? No. Next. I mean, I own a lot of books. This is my home office. That's the main bookshelf. The other walls don't have bookshelves. It's just that. And I have a lot of digital books, and I use my local library a lot. I highly recommend that you do that. Not during the age of coronavirus, obviously. Most libraries are probably going to be closed, but there's a good possibility that your library does digital borrowing, and you should really check that out. You can get some really good books, some really good audiobooks just out of your library onto your phone, carry them with you when you sit in your room because you're not going out or anything because coronavirus. But highly recommended.
Like Silver by Rhiannon.
Like Silver by Rhiannon.
Or Brimstone Angels by
Brimstone Angels by Aaron M. Evans. Can you hear my conscience too? I'm pretty sure it's real loud right now. Anyway, so and of course, check out Rhiannon's new sci-fi books. She's posted extensively about it. I forget what the title of the first one is, Rhiannon.
Clean install.
Clean install?
Yeah, nanites. So
excellent
installation going on.
Yeah, check that out. It's, fun, awesome reads from a very talented lady. Okay, Old Man Gamer J. I've only got one, and Eric, you don't have to answer it. How are you handling this whole situation in life? Pretty good, honestly. I'm doing okay. I'm healthy. I don't have coronavirus. I don't have a flu. I don't have a cold, even though those are the illnesses of the season. No one in my family is sick either. My pets are doing pretty well. One of my cats, sorry, I only have one dog. I have multiple cats. One of my cats is very, very old, and I expect him to die fairly soon, but it's expected. Life is going fairly normally for me. I am pretty good at working from home. I've been doing it for a long time, and I'm happy to continue doing that with my current day job. And other than the slight technical challenges of getting all of this together, which I think after tonight are mostly going to be ironed out, so we're good to keep rolling. Everything's good. I'm doing well. I hope you are doing as well. Take care of yourself. Take care of the people around you. Come together in this time of crisis, because we need to work together to get through this. Let's see. Any reading recommendations to help with the current isolation? Well, I covered this. Brimstone Angels. There are six books, Aaron? Is that right? 5, 6?
Sorry, I was muted. There are 6 Brimstone Angels books.
6 Brimstone Angels books. That's a lot of reading. I have it on good authority, which is
Some
to
of
say
them are
that,
very fat.
yes,
One of them is the 3rd longest Realms novel ever published.
That's right. It's 200, 250,
200,000 words.
200,000 word novel. So that's pretty good. My Shadowbane series is there for reading. It's digitally released, so as long as Amazon keeps functioning, because it would take the actual apocalypse and then another apocalypse to end Amazon. You can pick that up. You should check out Rhiannon's books that have just recently come out. You should check out the Fin Fancy Necromancy series, which is a hilarious romp through 80s culture and magic. You should also play a lot of games, and you should read a lot of books and support creatives of all kinds, because this situation is really hard on the game design industry. The fiction industry is suffering somewhat as well. We could all use your support. So even if you've read all of our books, and I hope you have, because they're really good, go check out other fantasy, other science fiction. I have, like a lot of people, been watching a lot of streaming during my downtime, not out doing stuff. And I've currently been watching The Expanse. Thank you for finally getting me to watch it, because it's really been great. I recommend that show, and I recommend those books as well. The 2 people who make up S.A. Corey are pretty great guys, so highly recommended. Let's see. All right. Can we display a map board with characters icon and show that on the screen? From Player Red 151. Player Red, are you Steven? I think you're Steven. No, okay. So Yang is having an aneurysm there. All right. So we are looking into options for displaying a map with icons. We were thinking about using Roll20. We still have to do some work to get that kind of thing integrated. We'll see. Okay. We're hoping that happens. That has been a thing that we've kind of wanted to do since the beginning, but our format hasn't fully supported it. So going forward, we're going to be flexing some of these options. And thank you for bearing with us while we do this technical experimentation. So I guess my answer is yes. Stay tuned. All right. Another question from Phantasmic Ghost 2. Question: is there any possibility of guest stars like Todd Kenrick appearing as Avrin to mention to Rogar a hint about the Bogglewomps? That is a very specific question. Thank you for that. I don't know Todd personally, but Todd would be welcome to come and guest on our show at some point. We were talking about the possibility of having guest players at various times. For those of you who tuned into our prologue episode last week, flashback episode, that featured Stefan Marmion, who is the player of Shiny, Adrian Corvetto, Yang Yang's characters, Stong's life partner, who is Mirabelle's other daddy. And Stefan is planning to come and guest play at one of our sessions eventually. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'd love to bring more people on. Whether Todd would be interested and whether he would want to play that specific character, that it's entirely possible. But I think the premise of your question seems to be, does Rogar need hints about the Bogglewumps? And I think the answer is pretty much yes. Like, the wolf was trying to convey some things to Rogar, but he was... No. Like, he is on a quest. And where his quest will take him and what his quest will teach him, we will find out. But yeah, I mean, that would be awesome. I am looking forward to bringing more guest stars and stuff onto our stream. I think that'd be really fun. If there are no other questions, I don't see any others that have been sent to me. I think we're about ready to go again. I'll give our players a couple minutes to get back, since some of them might have been finding more stuffed animals or something. I don't know. Yes. So I think we're ready to go again. Whenever our mysterious, magical, omnipotent organizer makes us good to go, I'm sure he'll give me a signal of some kind. But until
Todd, are you there? Are you listening?
Marcus, are you there? It's me, Scotch. No.
That was he said.
Shit, I don't know. Anyway. So
we're back.
We are back. Excellent. So we are back, and we last left off with you looking at Mirabelle at the center of a circle of dead bodies, like something out of Dragon Age.
So
are any of the bodies Marcelea?
But who else is in the room with me, first of all?
I think we all are.
All of you.
Yeah, I mean,
Everybody.
Artemisia followed
Also,
me.
Shadowbane is there.
Okay.
The bodies are, well, do any of you have medicine that you want to make a check, or perception?
I do have medicine.
I mean,
you could do perception if you like.
Okay.
Or
that's
you
a
could
little
do
better.
medicine.
Perception.
Either of those.
A 21 perception.
Natural one perception.
15 perception.
Medicine.
Calith, you are stunned by the sight of all of these bodies, and maybe you're slightly, I don't know, like your brain has moved on into something else. Why don't you give some thought to what you were seeing and experiencing, and I'll get back to you in a second. So, with your much higher roll, Cecilia, you are pretty sure that these bodies are not human bodies. They are long, emaciated, with long, kind of bloated heads.
Oh dear.
Oh, I think Yang Yang knows what this is, but Strong does
I
not.
know.
In fact, you are pretty sure those are doppelganger bodies.
Dog, I think your daughter killed a whole bunch of doppelgangers.
Yeah, there are 6
Yay,
doppelganger bodies in this room.
Doppelgangers.
That seems like a whole bunch.
I
I was definitely picturing like 30. Like, where do they all come from?
Stong feels like this swell of fatherly pride that she is so freaking powerful. But at the same time, he's conflicted because he doesn't know whether these doppelgangers were actually like bad doppelgangers yet. So he tries to, so he's going to talk to Mirabelle and he's going to reassure her, ask if she's okay. But then he wants to ask, where's Marcelea?
So when you ask if Mirabelle is okay, she goes, uh-huh. And she's like, Daddy, bounce.
I bounce her.
Yeah.
Now, tell me where Auntie Marcelea is.
Huh?
Great auntie.
Huh?
Could you point the general direction that she's at? You know, I taught you the 4 directions. North.
Mirabelle, where's the grumpy sparkle lady?
Grumpy sparkle lady.
Dang it.
I guess she doesn't know.
Thought I was speaking our language.
Grumpy sparkle lady. She points downward.
Oh. Like when I look down, like
see
a,
the
like a
ground.
corpse, or okay.
Like the sewers? Where we were in the sewers.
I'm gonna hold.
Shadowbane says, if I may, I think that something has happened to uncover a attempted infiltration of the Blue Banner.
We
I look at
just
Mirabelle.
got clean. Are we gonna have to go into the sewers again?
Yeah, right back into the sewers. We had our long rest. We're good to go. I want to ask Mirabelle, did you do this?
She looks confused.
Like, I point at all the ashy, scorched bodies, and I say, "Did you do this?"
Daddy funny.
Okay.
How about who did this?
Or which direction did that person go?
Slow down, one thing at a time.
So
Oh, it's a smart
Mirabelle,
child. She's advanced
Mirabelle-
for her age.
Sorry.
Mirabelle yawns real big. You know, it's kind of like
Wellshorn.
kind of like looking at like when a cat yawns. You know, it's this like horrible Lovecraftian cosmic doom,
I
and then
find it
she like
adorable.
nods against Stong's chest and falls asleep. She's real tired.
Well, she is a
Okey-doke.
baby, not a great source of information.
Fair.
I'll try to ask her
Okay.
more when she wakes up.
Shadowbane says the Nightmass have been known to employ doppelgangers. I
course they
suspect
have.
this might have been what they were attempting in the Blue Banner. The Eye of
Because they-
Justice was looking into it, but I lost my connections there.
Mm,
But so if they're infiltrating, who were they replacing among, travelers at an inn?
The noble merchants of Westgate. He says the word noble in kind of a derisive way.
Do you think maybe your stepmother is a doppelganger? I mean, I'm not happy about that. I'm very sad. You have a very complex relationship.
But-
Your stepmother?
That's what we're looking for. Grumpy Sparkle Lady. Keep up.
Lady Marcelea of Aglarond. She was staying here when we spoke to her, and she knew me. And
Doppelgangers often take thoughts and impressions and even memories from their targets.
Can they read minds?
Yes.
Oh ho 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 ho! You don't have to go back to Aglarond. Ooh, oh no! If it wants to go back to Aglarond,
how do we know?
anything about Aglarond?
So your stepmother is a noble from Aglarond,
Yes.
and she came to you
Oh,
asking you to return to Aglarond.
She did send a
Yes.
letter ahead of time.
oh, Stone looks really excited. He raises his hand. Oh, pick me.
What's happening?
Oh, we took our rest, and I can cast spells again, and I can cast sending because I'm pretty sure I'm familiar with your mom, Artemisia.
Stepmom.
Stepmom.
Are you the source of that song?
What a worry.
Yeah, you know.
Yes. Would you like to buy some sheet music?
I would actually.
Okay, it's 5 gold now, and I'll mail it to you.
Good
I'll make sure that she actually does.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, you definitely need to tell me how many sheets you buy later. But I'm going to do a sending spell. Wait, so before I do the sending spell, I'm going to say, what do you want to say to your mom, Artemisia?
Stepmom.
Stepmom.
All right. While you're considering, let me check back in with Emily. So, Calith, when she entered this room full of corpses, her thoughts kind of traveled outward, and she made some kind of odd, unusual connection. Would you like to share what that might have been, or would you like to keep your own counsel, Emily?
She has probably just crouched down now and drawn her wings around herself, and her face is buried in her arms, and she's like, "This isn't happening again. This isn't happening again. I didn't do it this time. I swear I didn't do it this time.
Ooh.
I swear."
Do
there
any of
wasn't-
us notice her doing this?
Well, if it's not particularly subtle.
No, I know. We're just occupied. So I,
think
didn't know if
anyone-
you'd get mad if we
anyone
turned
with
around
a-
and said, "What?"
Anyone with a passive perception of 15 or higher would have noticed.
Okay.
This.
Okay.
I notice. I remember how nice Calith was when I had a rough moment. So I am going to go scoop Kaelith and bustle her out of here because I don't really want to be in the room full of doppelganger bodies. I do want to be involved in the figuring out Marcellia as a doppelganger, so don't cover anything without me.
Well,
but I'm going to get Kaelith outside.
Artemisia is still like thinking hard about her message, and also like using Kaelin as a source. Like, so if a doppelganger has memories, do they have like all memories? Like, should I ask her a question from like when I was really, really young?
It depends. It depends on how long they've had to draw memories from their target. I'm not an expert in doppelgangers. Although I have
No more
met
than me.
numerous folk who take the forms of others. Yes.
Doppelgangers, do they perform divination magic? Because didn't she perform divination magic in front of you?
She did. So
What kind of divination magic?
I mean, I feel like Artemisia
Oh.
would be able to like list every
found-
aspect of it.
Yeah, she found where the night masks had the antidote for
Yeah.
one.
How
And
did
then
she do
she was
that?
also reading. I think she was definitely reading our minds because she knew we were watching her in the Briar House. But I'm not here. But I'm your memory whispering to you.
Well,
I was wondering about that.
Who was it who saw the like pair of eyes or whatever? Who didn't
Cecilia
look away?
did.
Yeah,
Cecilia saw
Yeah,
that.
that's right.
during her spell. So that spell seemed legit, and it presumably.
You say
familiar
your
with Artemisia.
sister saw this casting,
Well, I saw it too, but I know better than to look straight at it when my stepmother.
but she did look straight at it.
Yes.
He's gonna rush off and kill me now. I hope you're happy. No, I'm kidding.
I would ask her a few questions if that's all right.
You don't need my permission.
Thank you. That's the right answer.
Okay. She just seemed occupied. So,
Well, that is true. Stong,
all right.
can't think
he
of what a
heads off
message
to go
to
find
send.
Cecilia again.
Okay.
So we should save it for when we have more information, because there's no point me sending a message to my stepmother being like, where did I have my 10th birthday, which she skipped, and then have the doppelganger answer correctly, and then so we can't know if it's really her. So we can find
Well,
something
but I
else
mean,
out.
Okay,
you could at
so
least ask her where she is.
He does point out that the
I love this
doppelganger
this puzzle. I didn't want to participate so bad, and I'm so angry that I cared about Kaelith right now. I do care about you,
Fine
sweetie.
words.
does point out that doppelgangers probably wouldn't go too deep into long memories if
we
they
go.
don't feel they need to, and if they don't have enough time to do that. So if she was replaced by a doppelganger like last night, then odds are she wouldn't have all that knowledge.
Tell her
The
your father
doppelganger.
choked on a food that he hates. It wouldn't have bothered something petty like that. But if it's your
Cecilia,
real
are you-
stepmother, she'd be so upset. I just came running in. I'm like, by the way, I just thought of something. No,
Okay.
I'll be good. I'll sit with my choices.
Even though the other one seems so much more interesting right now.
Oh,
I love you, Kaelith.
Well, we're just getting to that other scene.
All right, so let's do the Cecilia and Kayla thing.
There we go.
So you sweep Kaelith out of there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you carried her. She's fairly light, or you just
She's
kind
pretty
of
light. I
ushered
think
her
I
out?
just kind of got my arm underneath hers and just like frog marched her, walked her out.
She has left a couple of golden feathers behind, by the way.
Are you
Although
molting?
Cecilia wouldn't necessarily have noticed that. Just everyone.
No, I
else
didn't
would.
pick, and I haven't picked them up, so I can't see they're weird.
When you,
As far as
when
I know, you
set
molt all
her-
the time.
When you set her down, like one of them is attached to your clothes.
Okay, weird.
Like
Okay.
it got stuck in your clothes.
I mean, I might add it to my mask later. That's pretty cool. I mean, if it's
There
not
you go.
disrespectful, I don't know.
No?
Are you okay?
Are we still inside? Like
No, we're
like
outside.
Where'd
We're
you take her?
outside at a solid distance
Okay.
Okay.
because
Like
I
in
don't
an
know what's
alley,
going.
like in a
Get it-
cafe.
I
Like
don't
in
know.
Murder Alley?
I am assuming that there's like a road in front and it
Yep.
is like wide, and so
Mhm.
like maybe the other side of the road.
Okay.
And this is a nice area, so if there's like a fountain or a bench or something, you
I
know,
will say there's a nearby fountain.
that's where we sit, at the fountain, where it's bubbling, cheerfully, clean air, getting rid of all the ashy smoke scent, the
Mhm.
dead doppelganger stink. I
Mhm.
don't know what dead doppelgangers smell like, but I can't imagine it's good.
Smells like barbecue.
Yeah. But like a
Well,
weird
Unseasoned
barbecue,
barbecue.
like unseasoned mystery meat barbecue, because you don't
It's-
know what it is.
Yes, the
Like
fountain
cafeteria
being far
hot
away from the
hamburgers.
burned bodies, it smells. It has the reassuring smells of unwashed bodies and water and fish that you associate with Westgate. It's very reassuring.
That's fresh air from Westgate, right?
Exactly.
Doesn't smell like,
Fresh.
you know, blood or a magical meth lab. So
Yeah.
here we go.
Unwashed bodies. So much delicious food.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm better now. Thank you.
It's okay.
Yeah, I just the smell. It got to me.
I know that
There's
feeling.
Too much fire. Too many things burned. I can't. It's just not good. But thank you.
Were you in a fire? You don't have to answer. You don't have to tell me. It's okay. Super curious, but you don't have to tell
There
me.
was a fire. There was a fire around me.
That sounds unpleasant and ominous. But
I accidentally started a fire once.
oh, okay. That's not so
It-
bad.
It burned down half a building. People died.
Oh man.
It wasn't it wasn't on purpose. It was a
Of course
complete
it wasn't
accident
on
that-
purpose. Oh my god, did you think I thought you burned a building full of people down?
No, of course not.
Because definitely I don't think that.
I mean, no one would
Definitely
burn
not a
building
warlock
full of
also.
people down.
You shush.
unless
Word of
they-
God, shush.
Oh, but I mean, I didn't mean to burn anything. It was an accident.
Of course.
It was a complete accident. So
You're saying that a lot. Was it a complete accident?
yeah. No, it was an accident. Like there was no intention of starting a fire ever.
Was it a magic
That's all.
fire?
Well,
It's clearly.
It
Sorry.
was just a candle. It was just a stray candle. That's all.
Oh, that's terrible. That's just such crummy luck. But you know, like bad things happen and you just have to kind of move on, right? But this stuff that sticks with you and it pops up when you're not expecting it, that's really crap. To let a
Okay.
nade right there. It's clearly stressing you out. You're molting everywhere. I'm going to pull that feather out now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I know.
yeah.
Feels rough, almost brittle.
I've touched your wings before, probably.
Yeah, they usually feel vibrant and lustrous.
Are you sick? What's going on with this feather?
It's stress molting.
Messing up your
Yeah.
feathers. Can I insight check her?
Yep. You want to roll a
Cool.
deception check, Emily?
When two shady characters talk to each other.
I have a 22 insight. This
Oh. 22
die is
insight.
usually screwing me, and it's doing me favors tonight. And now it will screw me on the next roll.
I got a 6 deception.
Yeah.
Did
Okay.
the cost not sound real enough? It's like
No.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
is clearly putting on her illness.
Okay.
And
Look,
she's
you don't-
clearly hiding something.
You don't have to tell me. It's okay. Except I'm curious about one thing. Can you promise me you're not a doppelganger?
I can promise you I'm not a doppelganger.
Okay, insight check that.
Yes.
At this point, I
Do I
trust
need- do I
nobody.
need
That
to
is
do a
not as good.
perception check?
That is a 15.
Sure, if you like.
Who's the silo?
3.
Ooh.
Okay.
Not
So
deceiving
she's
you.
just so clearly like so bad at lying. And con knows a con, right?
She's like, no. Are you
What?
not really? You're
No.
really not lying.
I'm really not lying.
Okay, just checking.
All right.
Okay, good. Because
If I was a
would.
doppelganger, I know I'd be lying, okay?
I didn't
I'm
follow
not.
that.
And I'm not lying, so I'm clearly not a doppelganger.
That's where your 3 got you.
Okey-doke.
Yeah. Told you it wasn't for
Okay.
free.
All right.
If you need something, if your wings are sick and you need help, you can tell us. I'm not going to judge you different.
Okay.
I'm going to go back. I'll leave you here
So-
to calm down, and I'm going to go back in.
So someone clears his throat.
Jeez.
You realize that Shadowbane is approaching you.
Okay.
He stood at a respectful distance away from you, though. He says,
Are you eavesdropping?
no. Yeah, you can
She
roll an
needed some
insight
air.
check if you want to.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
I feel like Shadowbane is probably excessively honest, but I am going to give him this look.
I had some questions that might be relevant to whether this Marcelea was replaced by a doppelganger or not.
Okay.
Your sister.
For me?
Yes, for you. He looks
I don't-
around. It doesn't seem like anybody's listening.
Okay.
Your sister said that you looked directly at the spell she was casting.
Yeah. So,
What did it look like? Do you recall?
swirly mists, blue light. I don't actually remember the color.
Is there a manifestation, like an image?
There were eyes
Eyes.
in the middle. Yeah. They're calm and beautiful, I believe.
And you said Marcelea was a arcane spellcaster?
I mean, I don't know, man. I know one thing, and that's how to be a Wicklerin.
I see.
I definitely don't
The
have much in the
Wicklarin
way of
are
an
arcane
arcana search.
spellcasters, right?
Yeah, but they're specialized. It's very specialized. I don't know
Very
how you do your
specialized.
Outlander magic.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Yep. So I don't know what she's doing.
Lady Amicare, you know more about arcane magic, it seems.
She studies everything.
Does that sound like an arcane spell to you? Make an arcana check.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
A natural
no.
one.
You're
What?
so flustered by him.
Just throw that dice away. Just throw it away right
Lady,
now.
Lady Amicare, are you
Throw it
all
out the
right?
window.
Listen, she's having a hard time.
This is
course,
her
I shouldn't
attempt
have
to
asked.
do a normal smile.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm fine.
He says, all right, I apologize. I'll leave you to it. And then he heads back into the blue banner, toward the blue banner.
This dice is going away.
It seems like a good plan. I might sit with you a little longer.
Okay.
Hey,
I don't like I don't know. I don't trust him. He's very nosy.
All right. So Kaelin comes back into the blue banner and he finds you, Artemisia and Stong, and Rogar, because Rogar's still there. And he says, I have spoken with your sister, and what she described sounds more like a clerical spell than a arcane magical spell. Your stepmother is not a priestess, is she?
No, of course not. She's a wizard.
I thought as much. That would seem to suggest that the divination that you witnessed might have been what the doppelganger thought it should look like, not actually what such a spell might look like.
Oh.
Whoa.
And I watched her do such spells all my childhood, and I didn't even think to look. She just does her thing. I don't need to watch her.
So one would expect that the doppelganger would have a limited knowledge of what the spells would look like based on, or what you would expect the spell to look like. Anyway, it doesn't sound like an arcane casting. So it's very possible that your stepmother was replaced by a doppelganger.
All we have are guesses, I guess, until we find her and can determine. So step 1, find her. Step 2,
That's true.
question mark. Step 3, profit. No.
I
Well,
like step 3.
Test
Wait,
it would-
yeah.
It would
we should
make
ask her
sense.
questions that we're sending. We should ask her where she is. Ask her where she is, and then
Mhm.
It would make sense that this doppelganger would know to send you somewhere like a night mask lair, possibly into a trap, which is what I suspected was the case. Hence why I brought Sir Rogar.
We could also ask her to meet us somewhere and pretend like we don't know she's a doppelganger, and then spring some sort of trap.
We have a very powerful of magic item that we need her to
Say we
Well,
got her next.
analyze.
I shout from
doppel
outside.
the doppelganger asked us to find her necklace, so we could say that we have the necklace for her, and we would meet her somewhere. I mean, I suppose she wouldn't. She, my stepmother, so then the doppelganger wouldn't be surprised that I wouldn't want it to be at Briar House because it's not up to her standards. So we could choose somewhere as long as it's of the sort of level of polish that she would expect.
What's the
Should that have been-
fanciest? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Should that have been our first clue that she's a doppelganger, that she didn't have the necklace?
I don't know all of my stepmother's jewels. She
So
has
have you
many.
two come back?
Kayla seems to
Oh.
have come back. I guess you were my excuse for not coming back. But if you're like, I'm good.
No, I'm outside shouting in.
She just has
That's-
amazing perception.
That's
I guess
my
you guys could come find us
for
too.
being outside, forgetting that I was outside.
Which hotel or which inn?
Well,
do
if we're
you
going to
think-
decide this, we should make a plan as a group rather than going off half-cocked.
Sure. All right.
So now we can go out and talk to everybody.
And that's
Update.
when I-
Update. Update.
Are we 100% sure that your stepmother hasn't been a doppelganger all along? Because then if we got rid of her, it would be a really good thing.
No, we have to test her somehow. Once we call her, and then we test to be sure.
Do doppelgangers
Okay.
bleed different? Just
Wow.
saying, like we can test that.
Oh, wow.
All right. So why don't we just get her where we
The answer is
need
no,
her
they
to
do not.
be, and then we
So
can
we're
test her
secluded.
there. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. So where do we want to get her to?
Ooh. Oh wait. I don't know. What's the end plan here? If she is a doppelganger, is it just to kill her? Just checking.
Capture her and find the real one, right?
Yeah.
Well, that was my
We need to
question.
know what
How
she
long
knows.
has she been a doppelganger? Do we know? Did this doppelganger come from Aglarond, or is this doppelganger a Westgate doppelganger? Is there any way to contact your actual stepmother? Like Stong, can you sending the actual stepmother?
I was actually really excited to use sending because I wanted to really know what happens when you become familiar with a doppelganger's persona, you know, who that sending goes to.
That's an interesting question. So
Yeah.
if you could,
But I was
if you,
waiting.
that's actually that's really intriguing, because if you do
Yeah,
the sending and you're like,
we
meet
should
us by
try
the
it.
docks, and she's like, who the heck is this?
New
then
phone,
we-
who dis?
Yeah, exactly. Well, then we wasted the sending, unfortunately, because you
New
can't be like, okay,
evocation,
so
who
heads
dis?
up, there's a doppelganger impersonating you. Get here quick and bring all your divination magic. But
Yeah, but I have 25
mean-
words that I can only say once.
Mhm.
yeah,
And
exactly.
so-
Like you'd have to be able to do multiple sendings.
I can.
'Cause-
I have 4
well-
or 3.
Okay, so we might end up. So if we get real Arcelea by accident, then you just send another sending, and you see how fast she can get here to fight her doppelganger double. Maybe they take each other out. That's a reasonable, heroic way to go, and then you don't have to worry about her.
And then if we get the fake one, what's the message going to be? Just, we got your necklace back. Meet us
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Meet us
Venus,
somewhere.
yeah.
We don't want to
for
mess up.
her-
We're not going to the house, right? Because she's gonna mess
No.
up. She's a doppelganger. That fight is
Not at
gonna
the
mess
house.
the house up. She'd meet you
Preferably
by the
somewhere secluded.
docks.
Would
But I
people
feel like
get
if
mad
anybody
if
saw
we
us, yeah, exactly.
the purple lady?
I was going to suggest the arena off hours.
Ooh.
smart.
Shadowbane
Yes.
says, well, the arena off hours is a traditional dueling spot.
Okay.
I
Hang
mean,
out with your
not that I would
stepmother.
know from experience.
We're good.
I
Does
don't know that-
mean-
I mean, I
Does-
feel like Marcelea shouldn't know that.
No,
Fake fake Marcelea maybe, but and there's lots of space to have splash damage.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I'll just
Do the
tell her
sending.
that we're competing as a duo. and
Should we
she
go get
can meet us
Jigs?
after a match?
Do we bring Jigs with us? I don't think we did.
No.
Is he
Ugh,
still
we're so mean to
recovering?
him. Let's go get him.
That one
Just resting.
viewer knows where Jigs is.
So
Yes,
you're
please
gonna
tell
head back to
us.
Briar House. Is that what
Consult.
we're saying?
Yeah.
We need a Jigs tracker, like
Are
somebody
we
in
sure?
the chat.
Just
Jiggle
just
tracker.
Chat is a
Jigs
Jigs
tracker.
tracker. Yeah.
there's we're all sure we're not doppelgangers, right?
Oh no!
Well,
Do we need to worry
Well,
about this?
You're not
you
technically sure.
Cecilia knows that Kalith isn't a doppelganger.
Just gonna
Doppelganger.
introduce a
Pretty
little bit
sure.
of existential doubt into the game.
Are you,
Right?
Cecilia,
Would
are you a
doppelgangers
doppelganger?
ever not know that they are doppelgangers?
No, but they would
Would they
pretend
forget?
they don't know that they are doppelgangers.
Cecilia,
Well,
are
would
you
they
a
ever forget that they're not
Is
who
it
they're pretending to be?
Caleb, you've read a lot of books. Is there a way to tell us someone's a doppelganger?
Would that be an Arcana check?
No,
The answer is
it'd be
gonna
an
be no.
investigation check.
Immediately the paranoia sets in our group.
20.
We were so
Yay!
close.
Yay!
Oh, nice.
All right, you're making me do this, aren't you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going over ways to tell if someone is a doppelganger, which is totally reasonable. I'm not knocking it.
Or we're questioning each other too. It's like, are you a doppelganger?
And Kaylin points out, if one of you were a doppelganger, would not have the same fate befallen you as befell these doppelgangers?
I mean, I don't know. We weren't here. Well, okay, this is a good question. If Mirabelle can smoke a doppelganger, maybe we just need to take Mirabelle with us. And then if any of us are secret doppelgangers,
Well, I have a
or if
question,
they,
like,
this town sucks.
why did she smoke them all? Was she being
Wait.
attacked?
That's a wonderful question.
Or was it just that she instinctively senses doppelgangers and she reacts?
I would ask her
Violently.
when she wakes up again. I feel like she's
Okay,
dead
well, she
asleep.
hasn't woken up again.
But I was gonna say that Sorensen,
Sarshan.
Sarshan.
Sarshan said that he could smell us, and he
Oh,
know that we were all
oh.
the same.
That's a
I don't
good
know if
point.
That's helpful.
Yeah, that seems
helpful
like
talent.
it's very helpful. He,
So we-
oh man, he bailed. Does he? Okay, let's go get
I
Jinx.
could
Because
send
if
him a
Sarshan,
message.
Failed, as in he just
He-
disappeared. Yeah, that is
yeah.
true. That did happen.
I mean, he just does that. That's fine. He's all, I live in the wilderness and I follow my own path and I don't know. But
guess-
that
Not a
also
personal
seems very
opinion.
suspicious
That's
now that
true.
everybody might be a doppelganger.
Oh no.
so you're heading back
But-
to Briar House.
But
Yeah, let's
yes,
go
let's go
Briar
back to Briar House and
Alright.
get Jigs.
Do you hire a carriage to get there?
Yes.
You're not going to reclaim your boyfriend's carriage.
It's not there anymore.
Right.
Oh,
I don't
Where do you get the money
go to
for all these
his
carriages?
house. He meets me places.
You, on your way out of the Blue Banner, you did find two clearly human bodies.
Oh.
They're just like guardsmen,
that's no
and
good.
one appears to have been stabbed many times, and one was, it looks like, gored by some kind of piercing implement.
Gross.
hmm
Sad.
You find them
This is
stashed
wild.
in like a closet.
Left guards or like guards, Marcelea's guards? Or...
Yeah.
House Bleth guards.
Can we see their faces?
Is Brigante
Well,
still around?
Left
Yeah,
them.
she's still there, standing
We
outside.
should tell her that.
Yeah,
She's
a
probably mention
doppelganger.
it. I know,
wait,
right?
wait.
I'm like,
Wait, real quick. Wait, can you
Yeah.
hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Are their faces still visible or are those burned too?
Yes, they are. still
Okay.
visible.
We should look at the faces and memorize them, because then if we see those people in
Ooh,
Oh,
good
good thinking.
point.
the
Okay.
guard, then we know they're the doppelgangers.
Okay.
Good thinking.
When Sturge comes back,
Whoa.
we're gonna have to give him the 3rd degree.
Oh. This is like
Wait,
invasion of
so-
the body snatchers.
So we will have to figure out how the sending works. I guess it would if you did a sending to any of us and we were a doppelganger, real us would hear it instead. Or if we were dead, it would go
Well,
nowhere.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I could.
But Marcelea is different because you haven't met real Marcelea.
Well, we don't
Unless you
know.
have
Maybe it's
met
different.
real Marcelea.
Yeah,
That's
I
true.
don't know.
That's true. I'm just keep assuming that she's always been a doppelganger.
Okay.
So
Yeah, we understand your agenda. We get it.
This is my head canon. Marcelea is awful because she's always been a monster, literally.
So
Okay,
I've got
yes.
3 sendings. One I'd like to use on Sturge to warn him in
Mm.
case he's not a doppelganger, but there's doppelgangers. But I think he might know that already. 2, we should say one for Marcelea and just see what happens. And then 3, I think I could keep my 3rd one for today as like an emergency. Is there somebody that we should call in that might be able to help us with the doppelgangers? Like
I mean, Sarshan is the other
Sarshan?
other
Yeah.
thing, because I don't know what that whole smelling us thing is.
You
but
are familiar
it would be
enough with
handy.
Sarshan, you could send him a sending.
I'd like to think that we were friends. So good.
Yeah, so
I'm
that's
sound like a good
uncomfortable.
plan?
Huh?
Uh-oh,
What happened?
Oh,
you
no.
glitched a little, Rhiannon.
Oh, sorry. I said
Oh.
it sounded like a good spread to use the different sendings on.
Okay.
Okay. So you head back to Briar House. The carriage drops you off. Varys is outside on the porch, sweeping,
Hmm.
looking just
It's
a little bit
okay.
frustrated, like he usually does. And he says, your footman has returned.
Oh,
The red-haired one.
That
oh.
one. Okay. No, Sarshan.
Real?
Gadabane
Let's
says,
go.
do you think you're still going to need me soon, or should I go and try and gather some information myself? I'd like to help you if I can, but I'm certain I
I mean,
could
I think
help
we're gonna
more.
get Sarshan and go
yeah.
if he's
well,
Sarshan. But
Shadowbane should meet us at the arena.
there we
when-
go. Let's
when
do
we
that.
set that meetup.
Yeah.
Very well. I
Sounds good.
shall do some reconnaissance and make sure that it is not a trap.
That's good.
Farewell. I shall see you soon. And then he heads off.
Wait, 1 second. Wait,
Yes,
before you jump away.
I was just going to walk, actually.
Oh, well, just in case,
Yes.
is there some way we could verify that you are not a doppelganger, like some word or gesture or something? I don't really know. I'm not.
I
an expert
suspect
in
I would have
doppelgangers.
attempted to murder one of you by now and take
I
your
mean-
place.
I mean, the next time we see you, though,
Yeah.
That is a good question. He looks at Rogar. You still have the connection to the sword, yes?
I suppose I haven't tested it lately, but
I am certain he will recognize me.
okie doke. I buy it.
Unless you're both doppelgangers.
Maybe Varys is a
The parents
doppelganger.
It's always possible.
Oh,
so
no.
Been the
Paranoia.
doppelganger.
oh
No one
no,
ever
I
successfully.
think we can take Varys if we need to. Sorry, bud.
Everyone's a doppelganger but me.
it's got to be the title of next
all
week's episode.
turn.
They're all doppelgangers.
Oh, God.
It's gonna be called. It's gonna be called Sword Runner, and you're all just gonna be looking for doppelgangers all the time. All right. So you go back into Briar House.
We come up with a doppelganger test.
Yeah. Tell me about your emotions.
Sorry.
There's a goblin lurking in the bushes. You haven't rolled initiative. Why not?
All
right. So you go back into Briar House. Sarshan is there,
Mm.
and he is interacting with Jigglewolf, like he is sitting on the ground, talking to him, making
Oh.
barking sounds.
yeah, Jigglewolf still looks like a dog, right? He's like
Right.
a collie or something.
Can I understand them with my beast speech?
No.
What are you holding?
It's a dogget. It's my 1977.
That face.
It's that thing. Oh no.
Oh,
Is that-
Okay.
Okay. All right. I'm here. I'm
Um,
back.
You can understand what Sarshan is
eyes like
saying.
hell's teats.
Sarshan was saying something about, do you know where they've gone? And then Jiggle Wolf was about to reply, and then you walked in.
Oh, is his back to us? Sarshan's back?
Yes.
Can I just like come up right behind him and say boo in his ear? Okay.
What's your stealth?
Yeah. Roll stealth, please.
Oh,
Your
this
dex is
hot.
good.
Hmm.
16. Wait, 18.
16. Oh, 18. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, you startle him. He's like, oh. And he bolts up and he reaches for his sword, and then he sees that it's you.
Oh, I really should stop doing that.
He's like, ah, you've returned. Are you all right?
I'm gonna ask Jigs if Sarshan smells normal, but like in dog. It's like,
Jigs leans in, sniffs Sarshan's hand, and then goes,
okay, good. Sarshan, we got a doppelganger problem. We need your weird nose.
Oh.
To the point.
I don't want him getting too familiar.
No sending between the two of us.
my nose is always at your disposal, Lady Cecilia.
Whoa.
Doesn't matter. See, it doesn't matter.
Even
what I
Jigs
say.
goes like,
Lines have been crossed.
All right. So you're gonna send to Marcelea and tell her to meet us at the.
Arena.
Thank you. I completely forgot the word. The fight place. The fight circle place.
oh, I like the fight place, Sarshan says. So many happy memories.
Mhm.
We think my stepmother might be a doppelganger, so we're gonna
Oh,
meet
no.
there. And then
No.
I guess you have nothing to compare her smell to, but we need some kind of test. So
Well, the
come
first
along.
time that she came to Briar House, I did smell her.
Oh, well, good, because
Oh
I
yeah,
think
you
that
were
was
here.
her.
I was
What did-
there.
What did she
Did she
smell like?
smell like a doppelganger?
What does
'Cause I have a
doppelganger smell
theory.
like?
That's a wonderful question.
Do you have
I
a
don't
doppelganger
know.
I can try to smell?
They were
What
the
is it?
dead ones.
Dead
Actually,
ones.
I have a more important question.
Yes.
What is a doppelganger?
Ugh. A doppelganger is a monster that
Uh-huh.
can take other people's shapes. So it will look like a person you know,
Okay.
but it's not them. It's
But
the
it
monster.
reads their memories too.
It reads their
so
memories.
It can talk like them.
Yeah, and
Oh,
it can
how
read
terrifying.
minds. Yeah. Like almost as bad as Artemisia's stepmom.
So he bows, does this kind of like downward dog sort of bow thing, and he says, I shall assist you in smiting this foe.
Okay, but stop doing that.
Oh,
Okay.
of course.
Arena
He
time.
stands back up.
Arena time.
All of these rules are so interesting.
Well, we
First
got
message
to
to
send
Lisa.
to Marcelea first. I want to know what her answer is.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
do your sending.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do Sturge first.
Right, fair.
Is it getting hot in here? Or is it just my white balance? But I am going to send to Sturge, and I'm
Okay.
gonna go. Beware, friend. Doppelgangers on the loose. Blue banner attacked. Everybody burned and dead. Hope you're okay. Come home soon. If we not there. Arena.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, dense.
Okay. And then I'm
Does Sturge
going to-
answer back?
Oh, good question.
Yeah, hold on.
Just checking, because if he's dead, we really want to know that.
We should literally message him and then
Okay.
see if he responds.
Yeah, his
So-
25 words are "I'm dying."
Sturge's response
Boy, this cold
is-
really sucks.
Yeah.
Sturge's response is still learning doppelgangers. Typical. I am indeed all right. Thank you for asking. I am pursuing a lead of my own, but hope to meet you.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay. So next is but we already have Sarshan, so I guess I could just do.
You don't
Marcelea.
need
Sarshan
to-
says, yes, here I am.
Yep, so we don't need to do a sending. You don't
Aw,
need to see
I
how-
can leave if that would help you.
Nope, that is the opposite of helping.
Oh,
Okay, I'm gonna try to send to Marcelea. So if I'm sending to something and I don't get there, do I say the message first and then it bounces, or what?
Yes.
Okay.
You
I'm gonna
you
say,
compose the message, you cast a spell, and the message happens.
okay. I say, hey, smart business mom, step mom. We found your precious necklace. Come meet us at the arena after dusk. We are fighting as a duo. Bet all money us. Was
Okay.
that 20 or 25? Whatever.
Yeah.
That's the last part. Was that 20 or 25?
Is that 20 or? Yeah. Okay. So it takes a while, but then you get a response. It says, Artemisia, in Marsalea's voice, I have been taken prisoner by ruffians. They prevent me from using my magic. I shall manipulate them to meet you at the arena.
But is that her or the doppelganger?
But, well, no, clearly they grabbed her and then sent the doppelganger to the inn. So clearly it was my stepmother who came to Briar House, and then when we met her outside the inn, that was the doppelganger, because they had already imprisoned my real stepmother by then. Obviously,
I
that's what.
appreciate your defense of her, but that's not actually what I was suggesting. So I wonder if you actually believe that much. No, I meant, is the voice coming back? Is that real Marcelea saying, I've been taken prisoner by the ruffians who are doppelgangers, or is that the doppelganger? Kind of doesn't matter, except that if the person who shows up is Marcelea, obviously that person is a doppelganger, and we can punch him in the face as much as we want to and get out our
Does
aggression.
anyone else find
Just
it
a
suspicious
suggestion.
that she's saying she can so easily get away? Like manipulate her jailers to leave, the ruffians to let her go?
I mean,
Well,
that
no,
super
It's
sounds
That's
like a
not what she said,
doppelganger.
though.
Why hasn't she
No,
done it already?
she said she'd send the ruffians there. She's not getting out.
So if we go and Marcelea
I
is
thought
there,
she said
that Marcelea is the doppelganger. If we go and there's just a bunch of thugs there that we have to fight, then we will discover we still have the same problem about Marcelea the doppelganger.
Yeah.
I just think we should probably punch all Marceleas in the face just to be safe.
Sarshan
Questions
raises
first, then
his
punching.
hand.
Yes, Sarshan?
Is that something that your stepmother would be capable of doing, manipulating the ruffians in this way?
DM?
I mean, it seems like very in character for her.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, of course. Yes, that's
Oh,
her.
well then.
What she would do.
I suggest that we go to this trap that we are setting for these ruffians, smite them, and keep a survivor and interrogate them.
Yes,
Let's hit it.
do it.
Excellent. He gets excited. He's like, yes, battle. I could be useful. Yes. All right. So the party has a plan. So let's do a brief little epilogue and then we'll close for the evening. So the ring that Artemisia has, you recall, well, you don't remember this because your memory has been erased, but when the scene begins, you are being pulled into this ring. And then you find yourself in a kitchen baking a cake. Now, I don't know if Artemisia has ever actually baked a cake before.
She's
but
watched them being baked.
You feel very comfortable doing it. It's very relaxing and very calming. The room is redolent with the wonderful smells of various spices and exotic fruits from all over the realms, particularly from Aglarond. And you think that you might be in a kitchen in Aglarond, perhaps. Like your maybe your childhood kitchen, although it doesn't look exactly like what you remember, just kind of impressions. And you're baking this cake, and the stress is just kind of washing out of you. And then you hear footsteps. And Lilton enters the room. And he says, "Ah, here you are again. Ah, I'm so glad that we have these visits. I mean, you won't remember that we had this visit, but I do. And I feel like in our time together, I feel like I have changed somewhat. And when inevitably my plan falls apart, you will perhaps judge me very harshly. And I am not looking forward to that. I've grown quite fond of you, How goes it with your magical training? Have you accomplished the feats that I know that you're capable of? I see that you've come into the ring. Have you been able to shape the apartment? Ah, I can tell that you have. You're so talented. I do look forward to resolving this issue with your stepmother. She does seem to be holding you back from your true potential.
No.
He puts his finger to your lips and he says, "I understand. I know very much what it is to have feelings that one cannot act upon."
No, don't do anything to her because of me.
Me? Oh, I would never. I
Oh,
would
well,
never
good.
harm you, Artemisia. You're too valuable to me. I will have to do something about your sister, though. She is difficult.
No, you do not touch Cecilia.
Oh, that's so adorable that you think you could issue commands to me. I'm so glad that we've entered into this. Oh, it's so good to have you as part of my plans. You won't remember this.
Well, she's gonna try to cast something. Dream or not.
Okay. What are you going to try and cast?
Lightning bolt.
Okay. Okay. Your lightning bolt hits him dead in the chest, and he staggers backward, and you see this big burn mark on his chest. And it has burned away some of his fine clothing, and you see this black, kind of like skeleton carapace underneath. And he says, "This didn't work the last 20 times you tried.
Oh,
It won't work this time." And you see his eyes glow slightly red.
Shit, man.
It says, "It's probably best to send you back to your friends now. I do look forward to seeing you in that other world, though. Maybe I'll wear purple." And then the dream ends.
Did he have an
Okay.
extra finger?
He did.
I knew it.
6 golden fingers on each hand, in fact. And then the dream ends, and you find yourself walking down the stairs to the basement where your friends are having a tense standoff between Sarshan and Chatterbane.
And feeling so relaxed.
You try very hard to cling to this memory of what just happened, but it just flies away.
Being relaxed is nicer anyway, right?
And you feel very relaxed. And so that's all the time we have for our brief respite for tonight. Some insidious things happening. Tune in next week to see the Westgate Irregulars take the fight to the Night Masks or the Doppelgangers or whoever it is who is trying to mess up Westgate and take over the city, which is inevitably what they're doing. We'll see if Sturge shows back up. As you can see, Stephen was not here with us this evening. He was feeling a bit under the weather. Not coronavirus, I don't think, but he just has a cold. He's not here. But hopefully he'll be back next week. And we can get some good fighting in. So thank you, everyone. I'm going to pass it around to people. Aaron.
Thank you to our sponsors, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. Check them out, idlechampions.com.
Thank you to our moderators. It sounded like we had Shay and then Player Red 151. Correct me if I'm wrong, but thank you to all moderators whenever they are there.
Thank you to our other sponsors, GenCon, and I'm going to give a shout out to Chaldea Studios, even though we're not in there. Thank you so much for the generosity you've shown us in the past.
Thank you to all of you watching us.
Yeah, thank you to our viewers, and the adventure continues on our website where you can find the info on the players, the characters, NPCs, some cool bonus materials like Cecilia's letters from her trash bin. Those are awesome. So check that out, dungeonscrawlers.com.
Hey, Randy, you're wearing
Yeah.
one of our shirts, aren't you?
I
Yeah,
am.
stand
yeah.
up.
Show us the shirt.
Flash it.
All right.
Yeah.
Uh,
Nice.
Yes, merch is available on the merch store. You know, if
And
you
merch
want
is
one of those
available on the
classy shirts. Anyway, thank you to all of our audience. Without you, we're just a couple of people doing what a lot of people are doing during the lockdown and playing games. And we're so happy to be able to do it here with you. So thank you very much. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Stay scrawly.
Bye.